Outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
From Bob Peoples Stadium in Bear, Delaware, on the campus of Caravel Academy, welcome to the season opener for the Buccaneers, the defending state champs in Class 2A. And who will they take on? Another team that shares this field with them because they're having their new school built, and it's going to be a while before they get a new football stadium. That's the Hodgson Votech Silver Eagles under first-year head coach Dave Collins. They got off to a 1-0 start last week with a win over Howard. Good evening, everybody. I'm Glenn Fraser alongside Pat Garriantes as we call a matchup between teams that both call this field their home, as again the Silver Eagles await their new facility. Last week, Coach Collins and the Hodgson Silver Eagles defeated Howard 21-6. Xavier Brown had a good game. So did Brasheen Davis. And here to tell you about that is my color analyst. I'm going to bring in my broadcast partner, PG Pat Garriantes.
All right, Glenn. Yeah, we got the battle for the maroon and white here between Caravel and Hodgson. But, yeah, you talked about it. A nice opening week win under first-year head coach Dave Collins. 21-6 over Howard. And like you said, Xavier Brown was great. The senior quarterback, we've known about him for a few years now. He doesn't make mistakes. He threw for 150 passing yards. He threw for had two touchdowns. And then like you talked about, the senior, 5'9", 160 out there, Brasheen Davis, 4 catches, 50 yards and a score. And then on the defensive side of the ball, he had a pick six, took one to the house on the defensive side.
Yep.
He's a difference maker for this Hodgson team. Both those guys did great. Jace Hawkins was phenomenal as well, the senior. He had 84 yards last week. I believe it's 14 carries for 84 yards. That's a pretty good split, Glenn.
Yeah.
They've been great. Marlon Sparks, he added 4 catches as well. They're pretty good. And then, looking up front, they got your traditional kind of like wing tee. I know that they ran the wing tee a lot under Frank Moffitt.
Yeah.
You got that typical wing tee offensive line. Here's your heights across the front. 5'11", 5'9", 5'9", 5'11", 6'1". But look at the weights. 290 and 298 on the bookend, so you got your big guys at your tackles, and then your guards. Do a lot of pulling in the wing tee, Glenn. You go 240 and 210 at guards with Ian Johnson and Jason Grispowski. And the center is cut from that Jason Kelsey mold, Kobe Cook, 5'9", 210. So they got agile linemen to try and create some holes and some spaces for these quick backs to get down the field.
I don't have his size on Xavier Brown on the board here, but he's 5'10", 165. He looks a little taller than that to me, but of course those shorter interior offensive linemen, the center, the 2 guards, that allows him to see the field better.
It does. And
former quarterback, tell us about that.
Well, and as a former short quarterback, that definitely helped. I did not have that benefit. Our offensive line in high school was pretty tall compared to me. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it allows them to see the field a little bit better, and I mean that's how you put up 150 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. So they'll be fun to watch here on the offensive side of the ball and have been.
All right, that's a little bit about the Silver Eagles. How about head coach John Reed and the Caravel Buccaneers? Well, all they've done the last 3 seasons, Pat, is going 34 wins and just 3 losses. Currently, they're on a 13-game winning streak. They're defending state champs in 2A. They just ran the table last year. They lost a lot in the offensive backfield, and the only guy back returning starter is the big fullback Brock Rhodes, who really didn't run the ball much last year. He was just blocking for Craig and Jordan Miller.
Yeah, it's going to be a different look for the Buccaneers this year, Glenn. You're spot on. Guys like Josh Roy, keep an eye out for him. Rhodes, we'll see what kind of he's going to play both sides of the ball now. Obviously, he was a star on the defensive side, and he'll still man the middle of that defense. But perhaps you see a lot of fullback type look, or maybe you line him up at tailback. We'll see. You got a new quarterback, Matt Rice, young guy, only a sophomore. We'll see what he does if they trust to put the ball in his hands. Tyson Witcher, I.J. Yates, those are the guys outside that could help in the passing game. James Steele at tight end. But a pretty, a pretty strong offensive line for Caravel, and that's where I think they could potentially continue to have some success. Xavion Tuck, Dwight Williams, Chase Armstrong, Chase Brittingham, Isaac Achoka, all juniors and seniors. Williams was a captain last season for this team. So that offensive line could help mitigate the changeover in the skill positions. We'll see. Defensively, they're going to be tough. Devane and Rhodes leading the way up there. Yates on the end. It's going to be a fun team to watch.
All right, that's a look at the Caravel Buccaneers. Fairly young in the skill positions, so we'll see how they do offensively. A lot of times it takes a while for the offense to get rolling early in the season, so it'll be interesting to see how long it will take them to get into the flow of this ballgame. Defensively, though, Caravel is solid, and they have been solid for the last several years. Up front, 2 returning starters. You mentioned them, Yates, junior defensive end, and Dwight Williams, a defensive tackle. They might move those guys around along with James Steele and Jonas Smith. They have a couple of linebackers back from last year, but the main guy, J.D. Devane back, but the main guy is Brock Rhodes. He's all over the field, both sides of the ball.
Well, that's it, Glenn. And he's unblockable. He surveys the field. He's got a quick first step. He, diagnoses plays quick and shoots the gaps. He's that prototypical elite Delaware linebacker that you see. And then in the secondary, Josiah Crawford, he's a senior now, believe it or not. He's going to be a guy to keep an eye on. To see, he versus that passing offense with Xavier Brown is going to be interesting to see that dynamic. Do they stay away from him? Do they attack him? It'll be interesting to watch.
And like you said, it's the maroon and the white battle, and it's both teams who share this field this year. Very familiar with the turf here at Bob Peoples Stadium. Caravel Academy, first game of the year for them as they defend their Class 2A championship. So here's Hodgson Votech. They're in Class 3A, District 1. They're starting the season with a couple of 2A teams. Good 2A programs, though. Howard last year made a good run in the playoffs, and of course we know what Caravel did. So after they get rid of these 2 teams to start the season, then they get right into the meat of it. They have 3 straight home games, which will be right here. One of those games will be against defending semifinalist Cape Henlope.
Yeah, that'll be a fun. Cape, how about that team? That's a team on the rise. A lot of young talent down there, and Hodgson. Okay, you got two prime 2A programs that are kind of in. Both of them are in a similar situation, rebuilding. Hodgson was able to get the win in week 1. I'm sure they're going to want to get out here and get a strong 2-0 start heading into that Class 3A schedule, because it's going to be a lot up there. There's going to be a lot moving up in that top class this season. You got Middletown, you got Sally's, but where does everyone else fall? Where does everyone else fall?
And we've got a game tomorrow night. You and I doubleheader this week. We're going to be down in Smyrna in a Class 3A battle between Salesianum, the defending 3A champs, and the Smyrna Eagles. Had a great playoff game last year in the opening round. We're going to step aside right now for the national anthem. Back with the kickoff after this.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Sodal Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Sodal Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Sodal Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Sodal Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
the Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon. Hi, I'm
Back here at Bob Peoples Stadium, Glenn Fraser alongside Pat Carriantes and the 302 crew. I mean, just about everybody's here tonight. Nick Alessandrini on vacation, and he should be returning in a couple of weeks to start doing some broadcasting with us as well. We have Jason Winchell producing, Mike Lang. I guess he's executive producer tonight.
He is the EP. You are.
Yeah.
Correct.
Nick Halliday's roaming the sidelines, I believe. And then we have a new guy, Christopher, on our video camera. Good numbers I hear out for Hodgson this year, Pat. I heard over 100 players came out for preseason drills in August. They have almost 52 players, I think, on this varsity roster, as opposed to Caravel with under 40.
Yeah, and that's what we heard. It was a record turnout at training camp for Hodgson. And, I mean, it's a storied program. Obviously, you know, trade schools, that's always, I think, I got a little spot in my heart for trade schools, even though I never went to one, and neither did any of my siblings. But I think it's such a crucial part in our society to have those kind of trade schools. You have some kids pick up some skills. Hodgson historically has been a great football program. At a trade school like that, it's great to see. You know, them, Howard, St. George's, Del Castle, Polytech, a lot of great ones out here in Delaware.
Hector Rivera with the kickoff, high and overhand, will be fielded back at the 10-yard line by the Buccaneers, quickly out across the 20 and down to about the 23-yard line. That's where they will operate first. On the return was number 6 for the Buccaneers, Tyson Witcher.
And let's see, first look at this new look Caravel offense. Under sophomore quarterback Matt Rice.
Season opener for the Caravel Buccaneers. This is the only game, as opposed to last Thursday in the opening week where we had several ball games. This is the only game in the state tonight. I formation as they have done through the years. Brock Rhodes, the blocking fullback. And they give it to the halfback. Good block by Rhodes. Up to about the 25-yard line is Josh Roy.
Yeah, good job there from that Hodgson defense. And it was number 6, Charles Drummond, coming up and filling the gap, making the play. And he did a good job there of backing down. Took the hit to the ball carrier.
Pick up of 3 yards, coming up second down and 7. Young quarterback Matt Rice. This time the wideout split to the top of your screen, with Rhodes and Roy behind Rice. The 3 R's. Roy trying to bounce it to the outside. He stumbles and he crosses the 25 out to the 27.
It is nothing doing. I believe that was Jaden Harper came up from his secondary position to make a tackle.
It's like a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, not much there in the running game to start this one off. Hodgson, pretty good run out. Third manageable, however, for Caravel.
Yeah, defense stretched that play out very well. Good reaction. This time, wide out split to the bottom of your screen. Looks like double tight ends. Third down and 5. Rice under center. Long signal count. Turns. No, he fakes it. Throws it near flat. Had a lot of pressure in his face, and he couldn't connect with his receiver.
Right read, just didn't have the arm strength to get it out to Rhodes in the flat, but he had immediate pressure off the edge, and he had to get rid of that football quickly. Just couldn't quite get it out there. Great start for the Hodgson defense, forcing a 3-and-out.
one thing to keep in mind, I think just like last year when they had Owerda at quarterback, he was also the punter. Matt Rice does the same. He's the quarterback and the punter. So 4th down and 5. Hodgson expecting to get decent field position out of this.
And this is the dangerous Brasheem Davis back deep. So Caravel got to be careful with this punt.
Snap is good. It's kind of a wobbly punt, far side of the field, and will go out of bounds up near midfield. They're going to mark it out at the 49. No, right at midfield.
Well, they clearly watched some film there and knew not to kick that to number 2. Comes back. I guess maybe you lose a little bit of yardage there, but at least you don't give up the game breaker. Good field position for the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, they're actually going to back it up another yard, so they will start in Caravel territory at the Buccaneer 49-yard line. Quarterback Xavier Brown, Jace Hawkins the feature back, Josiah Taylor, Marlon Sparks, Brasheem Davis, the wideouts. Tight end is Nybree Davis. And we're going to start out with 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. And it was single coverage out here for a moment. Now all of a sudden they bring the corner out.
And Brasheem's in that wing here to this trips to the near side.
Throw out into the flat. They're trying to set up a wide receiver screen. Was it a pass or a lateral? I think the officials are going to say that that was a lateral.
How about that? I mean, I know he called it on the down, or the, I don't even know what you would call that, the shoulder that would be a fumble. But it didn't look like the ball was thrown backwards for what it's worth. But, and there it is. You can see they move it 2nd down and
8.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so they did. They called it a fumble in recovery.
2nd down and 8. Caravel putting a lot of players in the box. Yeah, it looked like the one defender for Caravel was lining up off sides. Brown, 2-step drop. Surveys the field. He cuts it loose downfield and overthrows everybody, incomplete. He has an arm, there's no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good 50-yard throw there in the air. But and nobody was there. Good coverage by that Buccaneers secondary, making sure nobody got behind them. And now they force a 3rd and long here. Both defenses stepping up here on early downs and the opening drives.
I kind of figured this might be a low-scoring defensive struggle coming in here, Pat. All right, here we go. 3rd down and long, 3rd and 8. The bench taking a long time to get the play into Brown and the offense. They finally do. Brown turns around to Chase Hawkins. Man in motion to the far side. Brown back to pass. Looks like he wants to set up a screen to the middle. Catch is made, but it was so high by the time the receiver got the ball, he was swarmed under.
I mean, that's just really good discipline out there. 2 players stand out to me. Was Justin Drake, number 3. He was there, and as well as number 52. I believe that was Isaac Chukwura.
Yeah, they call him Chukwa.
He did a great job. Those guys both stayed really disciplined there and did not allow that screen to take shape.
So back in punt formation. Hodgson's punter is Josiah Taylor. And a lone back deep. I think that's Witcher. Yeah, and he gets back on the field. Just over 9 minutes to go in this first quarter, no score. Punt is off, nice high punt. And he didn't call for a fair catch, so he swarmed under immediately. Good concentration by number 5 for Caravel on the return, Richard Massey.
It was, and I like the fact that I would have fair caught that, but he came up, fielded it, and attempted a return. You don't see it too often in today's game, so good coverage led by Jaden Harper there. And, you know, it's not the worst case there for Hodgson.
Yeah.
Despite the big loss, they still pin Caravel inside their own 25.
Yep, at the 24 of the Buccaneers. Their 2nd possession of the ball game. Neither team has been able to get a first down yet. 2 very good defenses. The I formation, slot receiver now goes to the top of your screen in motion. They give it to Brock Rhodes, hit right at the line, surges forward for a yard.
Ian Johnson plugging the hole there. Just couldn't be moved. Did a great job of getting off his block, and tackling Rhodes for a minimal gain, if any.
They said last year Caravel had the Millers, Craig and Jordan, and they did the majority of the ball carrying. Brock Rhodes mostly a blocking back. I think going into the playoff game, he only had like 6 or 7 carries on the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, it'll be interesting to see what this Buccaneer offense turns into. Without the 2 stud running backs that just really carried the load, ran them to a state championship last year.
Give it up the middle. Nice carry that time. Good block on the right side. A fumble, though, and the ball recovered by the Silver Eagles.
And
it looks like number 33 came up with it.
And they're gonna.
Are they gonna call him down?
They did. Yeah, that's a fumble, and it was recovered by Hodgson. There you go, Glenn. And it was Trey Brown, number 15, the freshman, that came up with that fumble recovery. I didn't quite see who knocked it out, but I mean, it was a good burst from Josh Roy, but just advantageous, almost Peanut Tillman style with the punch tackle. knocked that ball loose.
Oh, Peanut.
Peanut Tillman, he was the man. Chicago Bears, young guys, if you don't know who that is.
Hawkins behind Brown. Brown started to call signals. Now check the sidelines. They're going to audible, change things up. Wideouts to both sides of the field. See if they can capitalize on the turnover. Bounces to the outside, gets the edge, almost 5 yards downfield, close to the 30-yard line.
Chase Hawkins on that carry, and you can see he's a bulldozer back. He got down outside, and he tried to run Witcher over. Credit to Witcher. He met him, he challenged him, and didn't allow any yards after the catch, and did get run over. So,
yeah,
nonetheless, 4-yard gain.
First carry of the game for the senior, Jace Hawkins, who had 84 yards rushing in the win over Howard last week. Second down, short 6. It's Hawkins again. He's gang tackled as he gets to the 30. Maybe gains a yard, and that's it. Nice job by the interior line of the Buccaneers.
Well, I mean, there we have it, Glenn. I mean, we've seen it. Both middle of the defenses have been stout here to start off. Perhaps this turns into whose ability is it to get on those edges.
Yeah. All right, finally get the play in from the sidelines. Clock running down to 7:20 to go here in the scoreless first quarter from Bob Peoples Stadium. Trips to the top of your screen for the Silver Eagles. Back to pass. Brown throws in middle of the field. Tipped and almost picked off by Brock Rhodes.
He must not have saw him. Brock Rhodes sunk it to his hook to curl and was in perfect position for that slant. I just don't think Xavier Brown saw him, and he's lucky that Rhodes wasn't able to stretch there a half a second earlier on that jump. I think he comes up with that pick.
Well, that's going to bring up fourth down, and about 5 yards to go. So I would think, a punt's probably going to go in the end zone. What's that going to gain? So we're just going to go for it. I don't blame him.
I don't either. I mean, you're at 30-yard line and your defense playing the way that they have.
Right back, he's throwing out into the flat, gets it to Brashim. Cut move at the 20, just got the first down. Looks like at the 19-yard line, Brashim Davis.
He's tough. We got the ball to him in the open field. Good job by Caravel swarming him, making sure there was no yards after the catch. But the route, he was just able to break away from 2 defenders on that out route. Great throw, big first down for Hodgson.
First down of the game by either team. So at the Caravel 19, trips now to the bottom of your screen. Another throw out and trying to set up a little bubble screen again, and that one is just too high and incomplete, intended for Sparks.
Yeah, he hasn't, Brown hasn't hit these screen passes quite yet. But I think that's going to be a key to Hodgson. If they can get these wide receiver screens set up on the outside, create some space, it should lead to some success. Brown's just got to settle down, and those are easy throws, quick hitters.
This time they run it. No, they fake it to Hawkins. Takes it himself. Xavier Brown breaks a tackle to 15, dives close to the 10, just shy of the first down.
How about that, Glenn? A little read option right there. And Brown did a great job of seeing that defensive end crash and keeping it and taking it around the edge. I'd like to see him cover that ball up a little bit more when he's in the open field. But great scramble and setting his team up with third and manageable, 3rd and 2.
At the 11, just knee went down before reaching the 10-yard line. 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. Brown gets the play from the sideline. Hawkins behind him. Receivers to both sides of the field. They're going to hand it off to Hawkins. Does a nice sidestep move at the original line of scrimmage. But the defense reacted quick, and it's going to be very close, Pat.
It is. I like the play. Great initial hole. It looks like they give him the first down there, Glenn. So that's a good play right there. Good work right there by Hawkins, finding the opening and getting where he needed to be.
First and goal at the 9-yard line. Looks like we're going to go with the wideout Sparks way down here at the bottom of your screen. Rasheem Davis is a slot receiver. Throws it into the end zone, underthrown and almost picked off on a diving attempt. But, again, it looked like quarterback and Sparks not on the same page on the route.
Yeah, and I think he was going there for Davis on that out route. At least that's what I'm thinking he's going to do. And great just field awareness by Tyson Witcher to come off of his guy. He almost came up with the diving interception there. But out routes, these quick hitter throws, Brown's just a little bit off to start this game, hitting these receivers.
This time, Rasheem Davis split to the bottom of your screen. Marlon Sparks to the top. And they give it to Hawkins, hit right at the line. He might have gotten a yard to the 8. Doesn't look like they're going to give him any positive yardage at all.
Great work, Rhodes. There he is again, coming up and making a play.
So 3rd and goal from the 9.
And one thing I've seen over here, Hector Rivera, the Hodgson kicker, was getting warmed up in the net. And he could be a guy that comes into play here if they are unable to punch this thing in.
All right, we'll see what happens. Again, Xavier Brown has his team set. Hawkins behind him, trips to the top of your screen. Hard signal count. Now he checks the sideline. They change it up.
And we're under 5 on the play clock. Let's see if they get this off. They just do.
Rolls far side. Throws out in that flat, spinning around. Rasheem Davis with an acrobatic catch. But again, tipping the ball to himself, took time, and the defense reacted, stopping him well short of the goal.
A good gang tackle there by Caravel. And like you said, Glenn, I mean, again, Brown's a little bit off on these throws. And that one, like you said, caused Davis to have to reconfigure his body and slowed him down just enough for the Caravel defenders to get to him.
Well, let's see. It looks like they're going to leave the offense out there. So it's 4th and goal from the 7. They only gained 2 on that pass. Xavier Brown drops back, looks left, looks right, flushed out of the pocket, throws it in the back of the end zone and too far for anybody. So a good defensive stand by the Caravel Buccaneers.
Really good defensive stand. Good coverage in the secondary. They chased Brown out of the pocket, made him throw on the run, and he couldn't find Sparks in the back of the end zone. Just a really great job by Caravel facing some adversity there.
Yep. They turned it over at their 30-yard line, but they held. The defense did. No score in this game. About 3.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. We want to talk to you about our premier physical therapy player of the week. It was Salesianum quarterback Brady McBride, who passed for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns in a game that it took 2 days to play against Episcopal last week. And we'll tell you more about how we're going to work that a little later on in the program here. First down play out of the backfield. Josh Roy burst into the secondary out across the 20 to the 21.
I'll tell you what, Roy's got some speed to him, Glenn. Some quickness and some speed.
I mean Rice. No, it is Roy.
Yeah.
I got the wrong name down here.
And, Roy's, if he, he had that unfortunate fumble on that first drive, but other than that, you can see the speed. He's got some difference-making speed.
Good hold that time on the right side of the line, and that's where Caravel has those two returning starters, Dwight Williams and Xavion Tuck. And once he hits the hole, man, he accelerates. 14-yard pickup there. Roy will get it again, this time off the left side, breaks a tackle, gets the edge up at the 30 and out of bounds in front of the Caravel bench. See where they mark him out. I thought it was closer to the 35.
He is lightning quick out there, Glenn.
Man, they're walking way back. They're going to say he stepped out at the 31, but that should be enough for another Buccaneer first down.
Well, and that's what again, I think that's the key to success here for both of these teams is trying to get outside of the middle and find a way to get to the edge. Roy may be the fastest guy on the field right now.
I think you're right.
Find a way to get him the ball in space.
Well, we know Brasheen Davis is fast, but they haven't been able to get him the ball in the right situation yet. Fresh set of downs, and they're going to feed Roy again, this time off right tackle. He bounces it outside, breaks the tackle, and across the 41, another first down.
I mean, that's 3 carries and more than 30 yards here. He's just back-breaking right here.
He had 35 yards in the last 3 carries for him. So now Caravel on the move here. This is their 3rd offensive series as we're down to 2:20 to go in this scoreless first quarter.
Yeah, all these guys in the box here for Hodgson.
Tyson Witcher wearing number 6. We were told he was number 1. He was the wide out the near side. They go Roy a 4th time, and he's up to midfield.
I mean,
didn't get the first down, but hey.
This offensive line for Caravel starting to get some rhythm here, Glenn. You're starting to see it. These guys, this veteran group starting to get into a rhythm, move this initial Hodgson attack out of the way. The linebackers are late to fill because of the speed of Roy. He's hitting that second level before they can get to the line of scrimmage, and I mean, he's just guaranteeing 4 or 5 yards a pop before contact.
Yeah, he got 8 yards on that carry. 2nd down and 2 as we're down to 1.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Caravel on the move. Quarterback Matt Rice, the sophomore, comes out of the huddle under center. Tyson Witcher split right in front of us. Down, and he goes in motion. This time they feed the fullback. Brock Rhodes, short yardage situation. He's very close.
I mean, you got to have a little bit of a thunder to some lightning, right?
There you go. You got to keep that defense honest.
You got to keep the defense honest. And Brock got it, too. I mean, he picked up the first down, so nice work.
All right, is it just me, or does Nick Halliday down there look like a guy on the chain gang holding the down marker?
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He's got a little Tony Saragusa to him right now.
And I think he heard me. It was enough. Brock Rhodes got enough for the first. So into Silver Eagle territory. Buccaneers with under 40 seconds, and now we got official timeout, I believe, for equipment.
Yeah, it looks like he can't get a buckle in for Roy. Can't get that clip on there on the helmet.
Now we're ready to go. 1st and 10 for the first time tonight. Caravel and Hodgson territory. Man in motion, pitch out. DeRoy trying to get the left edge. Cuts inside of a block. Cuts inside of another one. He's into the secondary inside the 20 and down close to the 17-yard line.
It's quick, and there it is. They were able to get him on the edge, and he's just faster than everyone on the field pretty much. And it took Brasheen Davis, who might be the only guy who can match him, to chase him down from the backside.
Yeah.
And come up with the touchdown save and tackle. But 1st and goal in what has been a very impressive drive for Caravel.
At the 18-yard line, 1st and 10, and I don't think Caravel will take another snap here. We'll come to the end of 1 quarter of play. The Buccaneers are on the move. Come back and join us for the 2nd quarter of action right here on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com. First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation.
The 302 crew live from Bob Peoples Stadium. I'm Glenn Fraser alongside Pat Gariantes. As we start the second quarter, the Buccaneers are on the move. The best drive of the night for either team. How about 5 carries for 73 yards in this drive for Josh Roy?
He's been unreal. A different level of speed, Glenn. And I think the first couple of drives were a feeling out process. Again, this is Caravel's first game. They're trying to run that ball up the middle, and they started to go a little bit. Now they've started to go a little bit off tackle. They got the pitch play in the mix now, and they're getting him in space and allowing him to use that speed, and it's been a difference maker in this drive so far.
Massey split to the top of your screen, Witcher to the bottom. Pitch out. Roy steps inside of one defender.
Wow,
he got popped, and the ball came loose.
Whoa!
And I believe Hodgson might have recovered another fumble.
Gary Blaylock, the senior linebacker, coming up with the truck stick. For those of you that are playing NCAA or Madden out there, maybe, that's on offense. That's the hit stick. Forcing the second fumble of the game for Roy. That was a earthquake of a hit right there.
I think we hear that one up here. So
That-
Roy doing a great job of running the football, but unfortunately for the young man, he's now fumbled twice.
That's something he'll have to clean up. Definitely something he'll clean up. But, yeah, I mean, that's hurt Caravel twice now, putting the ball on the turf. What a stop for Hodgson, though. What a turn of events after being on the ropes there.
Yeah. If you took a second in between quarters to go get something to eat, guess what? Caravel doesn't have the ball anymore. So now the visiting Silver Eagles. Ooh, good stop. Grabbing the ball carrier from behind. So Chase Hawkins might have gotten a yard.
The tough part here is with Hawkins is
Captain by number 54, Dwight Williams. Second down.
I'm going to keep calling it a little personnel change offensively for the Silver Eagles as they have a 2nd down and 10 coming up. Actually 2nd and 9. I guess they're going to give Hawkins credit for 1 yard there. Ball inside the 18.
Glenn, our screen's froze. We're going to have to go radio style,
Oh,
brother.
we're radio.
Radio style right now.
You're watching the TV. Though in the far flat, completes. Nice out pass. And it's complete and out of bounds right around the 29-yard line. Rasheem Davis.
Yep, Davis on that Caravel far sideline. Impressive throw by Brown. They're going to get the first down on that. However, Caravel, you can see it. They're kind of bracketing him wherever he's going, and not allowing him to have many yards after the catch opportunities. I mean, he's had the ball in his hands now, 3 or 4 times, but there hasn't been an opportunity for Rasheem to break away.
Yeah.
Curious to see if they work him into some kind of zip motion for a speed sweep at some point. Keep an eye out for that.
1st and 10. Back to pass. Looking downfield now, rolling near side is Brown. Brown is going to get rid of it right at the end and actually completes that pass to Marlon Sparks out at the 36, and he's hit immediately.
Great work. I mean, that's a good job by Brown, just turning something out of nothing. He scrambles to this near sideline.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and and fresh oysters from
God live. God is real. Hey, trust me, if this is the worst thing that's happened to me today, then I'm lucky.
He's initially hit by number 6, Tyson Winter. Flag on the play.
And as far as I'm concerned, I'm having fun, so.
And that penalty will go against the Silver Eagles.
Swagger. Yeah, I could not have answered that. Okay. All right, let me get focused on that. All right. I'm in position. Okay. Okay. And we're back on.
You got me? All right, let me get out of the way. All right.
Foot down.
He's not talking to me, is he? Okay. Oh shit. All right, we're back on me now.
There's a timeout on the field taken by Caravel. It is a perfect time for you to head over
in on them.
to our fully stocked concession stand and spend some bucks on your bucks.
How's that? Okay.
Good idea. Coming out now. Coming out now.
In the punt for the Silver Eagles, number 12, Josiah Taylor.
Whoa. You got it.
Taylor's punt is down by number 5, Richie Massey Jr. First down, Caravel.
Copy that.
Andre L. Photography can capture your true essence in a premium portrait experience. Try Andre L.
Like I say, tomorrow night, a full slate of Friday night light games. Also have a couple of early starts Friday. And the same thing for Saturday.
Who's going to take this game, Glenn? Both teams have had, good opportunities here to make some things happen.
Roy slashes through the line into the secondary. Roy splits the corners, and he's inside the 20-yard line.
Another touchdown-saving tackle from Brasheem Davis from coming over from the other side of the field. That time, you saw Roy break a couple of tackles there going through. And, I mean, he's going to be a tough guy to bring down when he gets them feet going like that.
He's he's over 100 yards rushing in the first half.
If he could just keep two hands on that football, he's going to have himself quite the season in this Buccaneer offense.
They go to Roy again, behind Rhodes, makes the cut, down inside the 10, the 5, he's in for the touchdown. And there's the first score of the game. It took Caravel just 2 plays to go 49 yards, and it was all Roy.
Josh Roy just running through this Hodgson defense there, and Again, I mean, he's been impressive, in particular these last 2 drives. What an answer there. So Caravel first to strike, Glenn, and I think they figured some things out. That off tackle is really there for them right now.
Nick Massey is the kicker. Got the official whistle. Looks like the holder is the quarterback. Kick is up. And the kick splits the uprights, and it is good. 7:58 to go in the first half. The first score of the game. It's Caravel 7, Hodgson nothing. And we will be back after this on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. Well, we won't be right back. Here we are. We have 2 producers tonight, don't we?
We do. Well, I mean, we were down for a little bit there. So yeah, no, we'll keep it with you, Glenn. And like you said, I mean, it's has been a fun one to start off with here. Both teams trying to feel each other out. Good drive there by Caravel, and it's been fun to be able to bring these games to you guys. Like you said, I mean, the only free show in town. To be
That's
honest
right.
with you. So that's good to see, and obviously it was a successful opening week. As you alluded to, congratulations to Brady McBride for winning our Player of the Week, the First State Orthopedics Player of the Week. He did a tremendous job there. Or I'm sorry, the Premier Physical Therapy Player of the Week.
Yep.
And like you said, Glenn, 239 through the air and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's getting it done. Like you said,
Right.
over 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah, they had that big storm last Thursday, which we did not get in Odessa.
No.
But they got it in Wilmington.
No, we didn't. Yeah, we were lucky. I'll tell you what, though, on the ride home from that game, monsoon.
Really?
Right around Christiana.
Massey with a pooch kick. It's picked up at the 24-yard line and getting across the 30 to about the 33. And on the carry, I believe, was Josiah Taylor, and it was. All right, plenty of time for the Silver Eagles, and they've done most of their damage through the air. Let's see if they stay with the aerial attack.
Well, yeah, and like you said, Glenn, let's see. Now you're down 7. Does that change the play calling at all? Even though you're not quite, halfway through the second quarter yet, still early in this game. See what adjustments they make.
As they break out, Josiah Taylor is split to the top of your screen. In the slot inside of him is Rasheem Davis. Sparks to the bottom of your screen. It's a handoff up the middle. Jace Hawkins. It looked like he had something, but it closed up quickly. He will get to the 35.
I like that. They bring some motion over, and I think that turns out to be Gary Blaylock on the carry. So there's the first carry from somebody other than Hawkins. Blaylock coming in motion. And
oh, you're right. Got a new ball carrier in the game.
A little more of a speed attack. Devane on the tackle.
Second down at 7, low snap. Rolling far side is Brown. Trying to set up. He does. Throws near the sideline and incomplete.
Just threw that one away, and it's smart. It's tough to roll away from your throwing side there. Good defense by Caravel. Good pass rush by James Steele. Really kind of got Brown off his mark. Didn't really let him set his feet and make a clean throw.
Stops the clock with 7:16 to go in this first half. So third down and about 6. So staying in the game is Gary Blaylock at running back. And he's lined up behind Xavier Brown. Tight formation. Receivers are stacked. Setting up the screen. That's not there. Almost hit from behind. Throw in the near flat, and they couldn't connect.
He had Sparks for first down. Just a little bit low on that throw. He was hit as he threw.
Yeah.
By Chukwara. And a 3 and out here for the Silver Eagles. Like I said, Caravel's starting to settle in, Glenn.
Yeah.
You're starting to see that.
Silver Eagles punter Josiah Taylor right back in the game to punt. And it should be Richie Massey back deep to receive the punt. It is for Caravel. 7:10 to go in the half. Pressure coming off the edge. Didn't get there in time. Fair catch called for at the 30, and he backpedals, but they're going to give him the 30-yard line.
Number 5, Richard Massey Jr.
Well, let's see if we see a steady diet of Josh Roy again on this drive. Here's some of the ball games coming up tomorrow in Delaware. Again, we have the Middletown at Sussex Central game with Benny Mitchell, Coach Tack. We'll have Salesianum at Smyrna, both at 7. Brandywine is at Laurel at 7. Battle of the Bone, it's the Bulldogs. CR's at Lake Forest. That should be a good one at 7. Del Mar at DMA, another good contest. 7 o'clock kickoff, as well as Odessa at Apo. Polytech at JM Bennett and Salisbury at 6. AI at Indian River at 6. St. Mark's at St. George's a 4 o'clock start, as well as Tower Hill at St. Andrews at 4, and Charter of Wilmington at First Aid Military, another 4 o'clock kickoff, as we have movement before the snap.
Yeah, hard count. Got the Silver Eagles on that one. Good work by Rice.
So that'll give him 5 yards. First down and 5 up at the 35.
That penalty will go against the Silver Eagles.
And there's a penalty flag. This is a dead ball. Something was said by one of the Silver Eagles. So I don't think we had any penalties this entire first half until the hold on Hodgson on that previous possession. That was the first penalty of the game.
Yeah, it's been clean. And, you know, like both teams
and now,
were playing.
Yeah, now we got 2.
Right.
On the same non-play, if you will. Still sorting this one out. They're just getting a number down and writing that on their little card they keep in their pocket. So now this will be a major step off. Unsportsmanlike against the Silver Eagles.
Not quite sure what happened.
Something
there
was said because the official, he spotted the ball and immediately just threw that flag right up in the air. So first down out of midfield now for the Buccaneers. And they were pretty much here on their last possession. It took them 2 running plays to get in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, they found the recipe here, getting Roy outside. I would expect that to continue here.
Now we've got a timeout taken by the Silver Eagles. Head coach Dave Collins. I think he wants to settle down the troops. That's a wise timeout for him. So we gave you the
whole team in.
Pat, we gave you the Friday schedule for tomorrow. Saturday, we'll have 11 o'clock in the morning kickoffs. McCain at Conrad, Sussex Tech at Delcastle, Red Lion at Glasgow, Christiana at Newark, and Archmere versus St. E's at Abyssinia. At noon, it's Concord at Mount, Penwood, PA at William Penn, and then the 2 o'clock game tomorrow, the Independence Conference. Wilmington Friends hosting defending 1A champs Tatnall.
How about that? That's going to be a tough one there.
That should be a good one.
Hornets losing some talent. You got guess who's playing quarterback at Wilmington Friends? Tattersall.
Oh yeah, Tattersall.
I feel like it's been a Tattersall for 40 years there.
Yeah, right. I think if you go all the way back to the grandfather, him as coach, his son as coach, the boys then playing, it's been a monopoly there. And a very good one for the Quakers.
Great football family in this state right there.
Great guys they are. All right, after the timeout, 1st and 10 right in front of us here at midfield. Quarterback Rice, Rhodes behind him. They feed it to Roy. This time hit at the line. He only got 1 yard. So that has been the best defensive effort against him in quite a while.
It was Nybri Davis crashing down and making the play. That's the first time there Hodgson been able to kind of slow him down and not allow him to get outside.
That'll bring up a 2nd down.
2nd and 9 up and coming. 6:40 and counting to go in this first half. 7-0, Buccaneers on top. Head coach John Reed was telling me down on the field before the game that he says, you know, good things are really happening here. For the first time, we have a touchdown club that's been established.
How about that?
Yeah. Made in motion to the top of your screen. Pitch out to Roy. Gets inside of one defender. And the 45 and bounced out down close to the 40, which would be another first down.
And right there, good positioning by Jace Hawkins. However, he flew too far up the field. And he created a wide gap, a wide opening for Roy to be able to cut it up. If he just scrapes the line, forces Roy to bounce it out, I get it. He's faster than most of the guys on the field. But if you force him to try and string that out, maybe he only gains 4 yards instead of
he got 7. Yeah.
So those are just little things that it takes time. It takes reps, takes practice, takes film study.
Yep, there you go. Watch the films and let's work on that. So 3rd down to about 2. Roy behind Rhodes. Oh, he lost the ball again, and I think the Silver Eagles have it again.
Did 3rd fumble of the first half, Glenn. It's like his Achilles heel.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that this young man has done wrong tonight. He's been spectacular, but the 3rd time Hodgson's able to force a fumble, all 3 of them they've recovered, Glenn. That's huge. Huge.
At their own 35-yard line, 6:11 to go in the half. However, they've been unable to really get a rhythm on offense.
I mean, at some point, they've got to take advantage, right? Or it starts to become a little bit of a letdown every single time. It deflates the sails. The energy kind of sinks. You get a touchdown here, it just revitalizes you.
Well, the best field position they had was after the fumble at their own 30-yard line, or at the Caravel 30. And they got it down into 1st and goal, and then they died right there inside the 10. All right, let's see what head coach Collins dials up. It is a screen to the top of your screen, up to the 40 and out of bounds near the 43-yard line.
Get that to Nybree Davis, and that's a nice play. I like that. A little something different. You get the defense flowing one way, you throw it the other, and it's a good 9-yard gain on 1st down.
Did they give him enough for the – no.
Oh, wow. They said he stepped out of bounds way earlier. How about that, Glenn?
I saw one official go over and it looked like he was going to spot at the 45.
Yeah, he must have stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
So, still nice 1st down play, 5 yards.
Good catch by Nybree Davis. 2nd down and a short 5. Late handoff, trying to get the edge. He does up to midfield and into Buccaneer territory, and a 1st down at the 47.
That's Blaylock on the carry, and they made that change. You got the quicker-footed Blaylock in there. Clearly, I think they recognized what we did, Glenn. Trying to get the ball to the outside is where they can make some things happen instead of trying to run into the teeth of this defense. And sometimes that's what happens, right? Hawkins had the advantage last week in a ground-and-pound game. Oh, boy, that's not good.
No. That's a broken play. That's busted. Loss goes back to midfield. They'll lose 4 yards there.
Just a miscommunication on that handoff.
Yeah, flag down 2.
Steele in on the tackle.
Yeah, he recognized what was going on, and he got in there in a hurry. Well, let's check the penalty flag. It's against the Silver Eagles. Let's see if Coach Regis takes the loss and makes it 2nd down and 14. Or if he wants to back him up a little further. All right, our white hat. And head coach John Reed decides he will take the penalty yardage.
We'll go against the Silver Eagles.
Ooh, maybe a hold. I'm not quite sure. We'll see.
I don't know. I think it must have been. The officials are still discussing it. So I think he's saying, look, you don't step it off from where they lost. You got to go back to the line of scrimmage, and now they do that. And they'll step off the penalty yardage from there. Yep, holding penalty. So 10 yards back on their side of midfield at the 44-yard line. First down, and they need to get to the 36, maybe the 37-yard line for the first. 5.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Silver Eagles trying to capitalize on the 3rd turnover of the game. Handoff right up the middle. Blaylock made one man miss and makes another miss. He's into the secondary. 30, 25, and tackled near the 20-yard line.
Well, that's been a good adjustment there, Glenn. Blaylock has been a spark for this offense. Big-time burst right there to set them up in the just outside the red zone with the 1st and 10.
Number 34 got his number there. 34-yard pickup down to the 22, and that's where they'll mark him down And now the Silver Eagles grabbing a little bit of momentum. Like you said, Pat, the third time they've recovered a fumble. And they need to gain some momentum here by taking advantage of the turnover.
Yeah, I mean, they're in a prime, yet again, it's the second time we've seen them down here. Let's see what they do and if they could take advantage of it this time against a tough Caravel defense.
Man in motion.
There it
is. And they pitch it to Brasheem Davis. He's trying to get the edge. He was forced way into the backfield, and he's going to take a loss. Who was that defender that got in there?
It looked like coming up there was number 3.
Okay.
So I saw Drake is the one that really kind of forced him to bounce it out. And that was the play. He doesn't make the tackle,
right,
but he made the play.
Yeah. He forced him into a position where he had nowhere to go. And they're going to lose almost 6 yards here.
But there it is. I thought we were going to see that at some point. Tough to get Davis the football in space through the passing game. They brought him in motion and ran that jet sweep. Very well covered by Caravel, however. But I like that. Try and get creative with getting your X factors the football.
2nd down and 15 after the 5-yard loss. Back to pass. Brown throws it down the corner of the end zone, trying to run under it. Diving attempt made, but just quite can't come up with it.
Great positioning there from Witcher. And I'll tell you what, he kind of got spun around a little bit, but he had a golden opportunity for a pick right there. Just couldn't complete it.
Yeah. So now 3rd down and 15. Last time they ran a long yardage situation, they handed the ball off to Blaylock. He got a nice block on the left side, and he took off. Powerful and speedy.
We'll see what they do here. They're taking a little bit of time getting this call in.
Looks like both teams have 2 timeouts left. Now here we go. Trips to the top of your screen. Back to pass. Oh, he's hit from behind, spun around and sacked. And that's Choka again.
How about that, man? He's been superb. It's unbelievable.
That's 2 sacks by him.
Chukwara, I mean, that's his 3rd play on 3rd down, Glenn. He's had 3 huge plays on 3rd downs here in this first half, just disrupting everything on the defensive side of the football. And you want to talk about a kid who's got a chance to play at the next level, just his frame, the long arms he's got.
Yeah.
And he's a prototype defensive end.
Unfortunately, a timeout for Xavier Brown, who got spun around there by, they call him Choka. Well, Choka got a hold of him and spun him around. Hopefully, Brown is okay.
Yeah, it's tough. You get twisted up like that. Sometimes the cleat gets stuck in the turf and you roll your ankle.
Hopefully that's not the case.
That's exactly right. I hope everything's okay and it's just a minor stoppage here.
Well, because of the injury timeout for him, he will have to come out for 1 play. So the backup quarterback is warming up, and that is Kevin Browning, a sophomore. Nice round of applause for Xavier Brown as he walks off under his own power.
Yeah, Browning's got a little arm on him, too. I just watched him warm up, peppering at a tight spiral about 30 yards here on the sideline.
Yeah, I was watching him in pregame warm-ups. He had a pretty good tight spiral. He can't get the distance that Brown can.
Right.
All right. Well, he has a daunting task because it's 4th down and 21 at the Caravel 33-yard line. Trips to the top of your screen. Browning looks. He lets it go into the end zone, and it's picked off and tripping up and falling down. But the first turnover for Caravel.
It's as good as a punt.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
It's as good as a punt. I like where his eyes went. He had Marlon Sparks streaking down the middle. He just couldn't quite get it to him, and Caravel probably gave up about 30 yards in field position though by intercepting that. If they knock it down, they're going to get that ball all the way up near the 40. Instead, they'll start inside their own 20.
Yates came up with the INT, but that was Browning. All right, so Caravel has 4:12 to work with here and a 7-0 lead. A little bit of a equipment issue again, as Brock Rhodes is trying to get his teammate, Josh Roy, set up. There's the snap. Roy, handoff. Ooh, hit hard right at the point of contact. Looked like 59 and
Josh Roy on the carry.
15 on the tackle.
Tackle made by number 15, Ronald Brown.
Trey Brown, they call him.
Trey Brown. And, yeah, and how about that? He a freshman coming up and making that play.
Yeah. Six foot, 190 pounds. Good size for a freshman. One of the starting defensive ends. Clock running, closing in on 3.5 minutes to go here in this first half. Rice under center. They fake it to Roy. It's the end around. And that's Witcher. Stiff arms one defender and got up to the 20. He's shy of the first down, but a pretty good play.
Great work coming up right there. That was Brasheem Davis initiating that play, forcing the cutback, and then a cleanup. I believe that was Drummond coming up to clean that thing up. And now you got a third down and short. So Hodgson, another chance here to get off the field and maybe put together something in a 2-minute drill.
Yeah, get good field position as well. Third down and about 3 to go. Witcher will split to the top of your screen. Rhodes and Roy behind Rice. Pitch out to Roy, trying to get the far edge. He ducked underneath one defender. He got out across the 25 to the 26, and that will be enough to move the chains.
And it looks like there's a penalty here, Glenn. Let's see. This could be huge here.
Yep, I see the flag down across the field at the 20. It's a hold against the Buccaneers.
That penalty will go against the Buccaneers.
So that'll negate the first down run. Since we're the only game tonight, nothing on the scoreboard for you, but our score here with 2:31 to go in the half is Caravel 7 and Hodgson nothing. Your score update has been brought to you by Dover Federal Credit Union, voted an 8-time First State Favorite Credit Union. You can bank with a winner when you choose Dover Federal Credit Union. And we thank them for being a sponsor here on our Delaware Live/302 Sports live stream. All right, penalty yardage stepped off back near the 10-yard line. And now a whistle before the snap.
We got a timeout here.
Oh, somebody's birthday.
Oh, we got it looks like Mrs. Jen. Mrs. Jen.
I wonder if that's the cheers coach.
Over at in Hodgson. I don't know if that's the cheer coach or one of the mothers. It looks like it might be one of the mothers in the stands. Or, so, yeah, how about that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What a moment, Glenn. What a moment. We got moments on the field, moments off the field.
That's my color analyst. He brings you the special color.
You wait until it turns into homecoming proposal season and the promposal season. We get to see some stuff, working these games, Glenn.
If, our good friends at the Delaware Football Podcast, John Busby and Marty Sheehan, they called our live stream 90% football, 10% entertainment. I think that's a compliment.
Well, yeah. I mean, and when you add that up, Glenn, you end up getting 100% entertainment because the football is entertaining in itself. and to think that, we provide the other 10%. I mean, that's just simple math. That you don't need a Catholic school education to know that one, Glenn.
All right, after the hold, it's coming up third down and 13 coming out of the timeout. They give it to Josh Roy. He slashes up the middle on his ankle tackle. He dove out close to the 18-yard line, but well shy of the first down. And then we've now got another whistle.
Yeah, you're going to get a timeout.
Okay.
This is smart. Hodgson trying to give themselves some time to put together a drive before the half. Need to see Roy right there. 2 hands on the football when contact comes. That's the only thing I would say on that. Otherwise, good. He's run the ball really great tonight for them, man.
He has.
Really, really great. Really impressive. All right, let's see. Hodgson going to potentially have great field position here. Can't jump off sides. It's 4th and 5. watch the hard count if you're Hodgson. You do not want to give them an automatic first down and either allow them to take a couple of shots to move down the field or run this clock out before the half.
Well, Matt Rice, the quarterback, is the punter for Caravel. And I think it is always a big advantage to have your quarterback as the punter.
Yeah.
He can give a hard cadence from back there. He can run a fake. All right, coming out of the timeout, 2:04 after the stoppage to go here in the half. Back deep for the Silver Eagles, Brasheen Davis standing at his 40. He didn't say Matty Ice, he said Matty Rice. There's a perfect snap by the long snapper. High punt. Brasheen Davis runs under it and fumbles it. But I think it was covered up by the... It's still loose. And Caravel has come up with it at the 45 of Hodgson.
Wow. So Caravel gets one back on the turnover battle. And now, does that shift their, focus? Now they're on plus side of the field. Do they start trying to take a shot here? Let's see. Davis, a great week one.
Yeah, he tried to make a play there. He tried to get that ball on the run and take off and use his speed. Unfortunately, he caught that ball in the midsection and it popped right out of there.
It did. I mean, that's just one of those that hit the shoulder pads before it hit the hands. All right, let's see what Caravel does here.
So 2 turnovers now for the Silver Eagles, a fumble and an INT. 3 fumbles turned over by Caravel. 5 turnovers here in the first half, yet it's only 7-0. Josh Roy gets the ball, started left, cut it back right. They're going to mark him down at the 42-yard line, so he only gained 3. Charles Drummond on the carry for the Silver Eagles.
Well, and this is where Caravel becomes one-dimensional here, right? I mean, I'd like to see them maybe work some play-action pass, let Matt Rice throw the football a little bit. I mean, if you're Hodgson, you're just selling out to stop the run at this point and let this clock wind down.
Up under center is quarterback Rice. Pitch out to Roy, trying to bring it to the near side. He cuts inside of Brock Rhodes' block. Got inside the 40 of the Silver Eagles. They're going to mark him at the 37.
Joshua Roy on the carry. He's initially hit by number 6, Charles Drummond.
And we got a timeout by Caravel here, so they're going to try and work this thing to take a shot inside of a minute here and try and score. You talked about their field goal kicker, Glenn. Having a boot. And Nick Massey, you talked about him during warm-ups, kicking from the 40-yard line. So that would be a 50-yarder, which means they would have to get the ball to the 33-yard line for that. So they're about
4 yards away.
4 yards away from where we saw their kicker limit his range in warm-ups.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean they're comfortable with that.
That's right.
In a game. But
it's one thing to kick in warm-ups. It's another to kick with a defensive special team unit rushing in your face, right?
Right. So maybe they want to get a little bit further. But it's something to keep an eye on. Glenn.
Yeah,
it's something
definitely.
to keep an eye on here.
Clock running now. 50 seconds to go in the half.
There was no timeout on the field.
No timeout. Then what was that?
I don't know.
Public address announcer. Yeah, the clock is running. I mean, that was a full 60-second pause.
Yeah. Rolling far side is Rice. Attempting to throw a pass downfield. It's a jump ball.
Intercepted.
Intercepted by the Silver Eagles at the 4-yard line.
Marlon Sparks, great. I mean, it was a good route. There's a flag on the play. Let's see what this is. But it was a good route by I think that was Witcher over there.
I think you're right.
And Rice had all day to throw. He threw that ball on the run, and it just died on him. If he sets his feet, steps up, and throws that, it may be a walk-in touchdown. But the underthrow allowed Sparks to come back and make a play. Now let's see what this penalty is.
It's a hold on Caravel, nullified, so they'll take the interception. Caravel's turned the ball over 4 times here in the first half.
And otherwise, they've been in control.
Yeah. Pretty much, you're right.
Yeah, they probably should have another 10 points or so on the 14 points on the board.
All right, let's see. With 33 seconds and 2 timeouts left, what Coach Collins and the Hodgson Votech Silver Eagles can do here.
Given that they're at the 4, Glenn, I think that they would be smart to just run this clock out. Is what I would do.
Well, we'll see. And again, I think you're right. I think at the very least, maybe just try to get the ball. No, they're going to take a knee. They're in V formation. And that'll send things into the locker room. They don't have to snap it again. Caravel's not going to call a timeout. They have none left anyhow. So that's it. Teams are walking off the field. We've come to the end of the first half of play here at Bob Peoples Stadium. The score is Caravel 7, Hodgson nothing. That score brought to you by Dover Federal Credit Union, voted an 8-time first state favorite credit union. You can bank with a winner when you choose Dover Federal Credit Union. All right, we'll be back with some unofficial stats and the scoring play. 1. When we come back here during the halftime show on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Soto Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Soto Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Soto Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Soto Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live. Our state, our news, our home.
Get the assurance that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy,
but have you tried Premier?
How you doing? My name's Mike Cassidy. I'm the founder and president of Cassidy Painting. I started back in 1984, incorporated in 1986. I never had the word no in my vocabulary. When someone called me to do a job, I always said yes, whether it was a struggle, whether it was 7 days a week, sun up to sundown, it didn't matter. And with that philosophy, we were able to grow to the size we are. We employ close to 80 individuals.
We really enjoy being in the family business. I look forward to coming to work every day, and it's so nice to work with the people that we work with in the office. We've really become a family with them. We really create a family experience around here.
And Cassidy Painting is a very diversified company. We don't say no to anything. We deal with everything from epoxy floors to painting buildings to spray foam insulation, spray fireproofing. If it deals with a coating, we can handle it. So when our customers call and they're under the gun and they know the need to get a job done, they know who to call because we perform. We've always been performed. We've never been replaced out of 37 years of business. For any of your painting needs, we can handle it.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Caravel Concepts. Today we're at Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. Come check us out. Located in the Rehoboth Gateway next to Blue Coast Rehoboth, Thompson Island will follow the Sodell tradition of serving beautiful, simple food that will pair perfectly with our fresh homemade beer. Thompson Island is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, enjoy happy hour with friends at the bar, or spend a day in the beer garden playing bocce ball and ping pong. Thompson Island Brewing Company in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, open 7 days a week. See you soon.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Caravel Concepts. Today we're at Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware. Come check us out. Matt's Fish Camp features seafood classics, coastal comfort food, and chef-driven specials that pair perfectly with our large selection of craft ales, curated wine list, and camp cocktails. Matt's offers indoor and outdoor dining and is the perfect place to have dinner with your family, happy hour with friends, or enjoy lunch at the Raw Bar. Matt's Fish Camp in Fenwick Island, Delaware, open 7 days a week year-round. See you soon.
Wraps, signs, banners, and promotional items that can help your business stand out from the rest.
We're back here at Bob Peoples Stadium here at halftime with the score Caravel 7 and Hodgson nothing. Let's take a look at our unofficial individual statistics in the first half. And really, Pat, when you take a look at even the total yardage for the two teams, the bulk of it was 2 runners, one for each team. For the Hodgson Silver Eagles, it was Blaylock, Gary Blaylock, who came in relief of Jace Hawkins as the feature back. He only carried it 3 times, but he gained 51 yards. He shows that he has the power to break through the line of scrimmage, and then he can accelerate through the hole.
Yeah, and, it's one of those adjustments that they made. Jace Hawkins had a good opening week against Howard. Is a power back, 14 carries, 84 yards. This Caravel defense is stout up in the front, and they're very fast on the edges. So they made that change to the quicker, more elusive back, and it paid dividends for them late in that second quarter. An impressive start there for Blaylock. Let's see if we see a little bit more of him here in the second half.
And then, of course, the big number in the first half was the feature back, Josh Roy, for Caravel. He carried the ball 18 times unofficially for 160 yards, and he scored the only touchdown of the game on a 19-yard run. That was a 2-play drive after they took over near midfield after the punt. He carried twice for all 49 yards in that short drive. That was the touchdown drive. Unfortunately for him, the one bugaboo is he's coughed the ball up 3 times. That's 3 of the 4 Caravel turnovers in the first half. One was a hard hit by Blaylock.
Yeah, Blaylock laid the wood on him strong. I mean, hit stick level. And, yeah, that's the only negative right now for Caravel. They don't do that. They've got a 2 or 3 score lead in this game. They played very strong. 18 carries. He's looking to log Derrick Henry type numbers, on pace for 36 carries in this game and over 320 yards. I mean, that's what he's on pace for. And,
Yeah.
and I mean, 6 fumbles, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But no, it's been impressive. It's been really, really impressive. This line's getting the job done, opening some holes for him. He's shooting gaps and making plays, getting in the open field where he's the strongest. And he's been really, really impressive for. And it's one of those things where the last 3 years it's been the 2-headed monster in the backfield for this group.
Yeah.
They just replace Roy's there now, and he's very, very strong.
And because of his ability to run the football with Brock Rhodes, the fullback, leading the way, Rice doesn't have to put the ball in the air much. He's attempted 2 passes in the first half, 0 for 2, and he had that 1 pick right at the end of the half. Conversely, Xavier Brown has put the ball in the air 14 times. He's only completed 5 for 18 yards because he threw a couple of passes in the flat to Brashim Davis, and they went for like negative yardage. So that's why, his passing yardage doesn't look that gaudy. He throws a nice ball. I was most impressed by 2 consecutive plays. He threw an out pattern all the way across the field, and he put it on a line on the money. I believe it was DeMarlon Sparks. It could have been Davis, but it doesn't matter who it was. It's how strong his arm was to get the ball over there. The defender was only maybe 3 yards off the receiver. Yeah. He had no time to close.
No, he didn't, and that's what they're going to need to see more. I think you're going to have to see more of that if you're Hodgson in the second half. And they got to figure out a way to swarm the ball carrier and Josh Roy. They're going to run the ball. In Caravel, it's been that way now for 4 or 5 years. They will run the ball, and you look at that, 18 carries, and really it's probably like 21 when you factor in Rhodes as well. I think he had, 2 or 3 carries himself.
Yeah.
So it's 21-2, run to pass.
Yeah.
So they're a 90% run team. You got to stop the run against this Caravel group. And if they can, and they can make some dynamic plays, Hodgson's right in this thing. They're right there.
Yeah, Caravel, you got to credit that offensive line. We're talking about the center, Chase Armstrong, the guards, Charles Brittingham and Dwight Williams, and the tackles, Isaac Choka and Xavion Tuck. They've done a fantastic job. And let's throw in the tight end there, too, James Steele, who's gotten in. A lot of times they'll go with a 2 tight end set and the 2 running backs and just the 1 wide out in Tyson Witcher. Witcher had 1 carry on the end around, and he did gain some positive yardage. He got 6 yards. And, yeah, Rhodes has carried twice for 3 yards. Caravel will receive the opening kickoff in the second half, which is about 2 minutes away.
Yeah,
And like I say, this Hodgson Tech team will have 3 consecutive home games, which means they'll be right here the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, and that's it. While they're doing that big renovation over there, Glenn,
Yeah.
they get to take the Caravel field by storm.
Now, where will we be next week? Next week, we will be at Dover High to see their new head football coach as they take on veteran football coach Timpson and the Appo Jags. That should be a good matchup. That's next Friday night. And Benny Mitchell and his crew down south, they'll be in Felton as Lake Forest will take on Red Lion. That should be a good one.
Should be a good one. I think Red Lion with Buttinger and some other weapons around there. That's a team that I know I've had my eye on now. This is year 3 with Buttinger as the quarterback. Do they take that next step? That's kind of the thing with Red Lion. They've had the young talent the last couple of years. Do they put it together and make a play? And Lake, we saw them last week.
Aiden Young with a 71-yard touchdown run.
We saw them last week. I mean, they're a scrappy group.
Yeah.
Aiden Young is spectacular, as we saw last week. That's going to be a really good game. It'll be curious to see. There's 2 teams that I think could be fringe, playoff teams come the end of the year.
Speaking of Lake Forest, I think one of the good matchups this weekend, tomorrow night, is them and Cesar Rodney. Cesar Rodney got a 19-0 win over William Penn to open the season. They haven't won a whole lot of games in the last 3 or 4 years, so that was a big one for Coach Strickland and the Riders. And now they go to Lake to take on the Lake Forest Spartans. That's a 3A team playing down to a 2A Lake Forest Spartan team. But that could be a close ball game.
Well, that's it. I mean, Coach Strickland kind of inherited. I mean, let's be honest. It was a mess down there with the years prior. Not a whole lot of success. And he's turned it around. Last year, you started to see that turnaround happen. And I know we had him on Delaware Live Sports Weekly at one point. And he had said, he goes, this is going to be a process, but we're working every day. We're trying to get this thing better every week. And you're starting to see the fruits of that labor. That's a big win against William Penn. I mean, they may, we haven't seen William Penn this year. We don't know where they're at in terms of, their historical
who came back from
rate.
last year.
Right. But how many times have we seen Cesar Rodney beat William Penn in the last 10 years? I'm willing to bet it's less than 4
Count on one
every
hand.
year. You know what I mean? So, that's a good litmus test for the strides that they're making down there at Cesar Rodney, and it'll be interesting to see if they can continue that.
A good story at Cesar Rodney is former head coach Dan Candeloro is back on the staff. He's an assistant coach helping out Coach Strickland.
That's
the
great.
Players love the man.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I've talked to him many times over the years. I knew his father very well. Of course, Danny was an outstanding football player in high school and went on to play at Delaware State. And would have probably had a pro career if not for an injury.
Oh.
But he's a great guy, and it's good to see him back on the sidelines helping out Coach Strickland.
And that just shows that's program, that's history, it's legacy, and I think those are all good things. Being able to bring Coach Candelario back and have him around, the kids that he was coaching a few years ago, some of those upperclassmen. Yeah. So I mean that can't be anything other than a positive in my opinion. So I agree. That's a great job.
All right, we're getting close to the start of the second half action here. I know our producer, Jason Winchell, he wanted a quick game. He wanted to get out of here. Well, it only took about 20 minutes to play the first quarter. Second quarter, a little bit longer. Second half, who knows? He might have to bail, yeah. We might have to get a substitute in there for him. And it could be the executive producer, Mike Lang, stepping in for the producer.
I mean, Mike's already put EP. He's updated his resume. He's put EP on there, executive producer experience.
EP phone home.
He's been great. It's been fun. It's been a fun one, Glenn.
Yeah,
it's been a fun one.
It always is. And we got to make sure that we got to increase our entertainment part of the 100% equation there for Marty Sheehan. We got to get it to 85-15.
Yeah,
that's our goal.
That's our and you know what? That life, folks, youngsters at home, life's about setting goals, in accomplishing them. And if you fall short, you make adjustments in order to accomplish them. Glenn and I, 15% entertainment. That's our goal this year, and I'd be darned if we don't accomplish it. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll work in, I don't know, some slapstick. Maybe we'll give you some impressions. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I could even call the game a little bit as Merrill Reese.
You could Merle Reese it. We might even do a blind play. We'll call the play with our eyes closed. See how close we get. No, kidding. Totally kidding.
That's like putting with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
I can't do too well with my eyes open. Brasheen Davis and the Silver Eagles. They will receive the opening kickoff, and I believe that was Isaiah.
That was Taylor.
Taylor?
That was Josiah Taylor.
Josiah Taylor.
Yep. Yeah, so now they're set up here. Yeah, Glenn, I'll tell you what, putting, truly humbling. Truly a humbling experience, my friend. If I can figure the putting out and I can figure the tee box out.
Well, that's half the game.
That'll help. And then, if I can somehow get my wedges figured out as well as my iron game, I could break 100.
Yeah, there you go.
You know
That's the whole package there.
Yeah, if I can only figure those 4 facets of the game out.
Okay. Well, it looks like we got feature back Jace Hawkins back in the backfield for the Silver Eagles. He takes the first carry of the second half. He turns the corner, and he gets a good 5-yard run on first down.
I don't know if they retaped him or something, but he looked like he had a little more burst there on that first carry of the third quarter, and a nice 5-6 yard gain.
Yeah, he carried 7 times unofficially in the first half for 0 net yards. He gets 5 on his first carry here in the second half. At the 40-yard line, 2nd and 5. Hawkins again, he got a burst of speed as he came up to the line of scrimmage. Nice shifty run with some cutbacks there and gets a first down up at midfield.
Well, I was here. That's where he wasn't doing it. He was a little bit shaken up on that. He looked a little uncomfortable on that cut. It was a great cut. Left the defender in the turf and picked up a big first down, but he looks like he's in some pain right now.
Ah, gosh, hopefully that's nothing serious. Yeah, he made a couple of nice cuts on that run. So timeout on the field.
And those were back-to-back runs to really reestablish himself in the run game after, like you said, Glenn, it was a struggle for him in that first half.
Yeah, 2 carries for 15 yards, and they're predominantly running him now off the right side.
Yeah, right off the edge. We'll see. Hopefully he's okay. But all right, Glenn. Well, hey, we're officially in week 1, and
yeah,
it's
well, we got through opening week without calling it the other thing that I don't like.
That's right, and we're gonna make sure that we continue to call it opening week.
Wonder if he got a little stinger on the shoulder. He was or the neck area. Hopefully he's okay. And that means Blaylock's back in the game. Gary Blaylock, who led the team with 51 yards unofficially on 3 carries in that first half. So he's the feature back. 1st and 10, right at midfield.
Yeah, and he was impressive.
And Browning's in at quarterback. It's not Brown. Oh, fakes the handoff, good thing, and then just throws it away. He had pressure coming with Brock Rhodes, and everybody was covered.
Now the question is that a forward pass? If it's a forward pass, the ball remains at midfield. If it's a run, if they call that a lateral, it's going to be wherever the ball went out of bounds.
Browning now officially 0 for 2 passing in the game. He came in for Xavier Brown. He spelled him in the second quarter, late in the second quarter.
Clearly, Brown must still be dealing with some discomfort. I haven't picked him out on the sideline yet.
Yeah, me either. I'm taking a peek. Jace Hawkins is sitting down on the bench right in front of us. He's being tended to.
Looks like he is on the sideline with the coaching staff with the football in hand.
Okay.
So we'll see.
2nd and 10. Browning drops straight back. Tried to set up a screen, I think. Pressure comes, he just gets rid of it. And the pressure that time coming from number 14. That's James Steele.
It might be a hold here, Glenn.
Yeah, the flag down at the 47-yard line. Stops the clock with 11:06 to go here in the third quarter. Just underway, first drive of the half.
he was outside the tackle box. I mean, the question, I guess, is there a receiver over here?
Yeah, the three of the officials out in the center of the field discussing this. And here's the call as the white hat gives the call to the home side.
Holding on the offense.
And we'll wait and see if head coach John Reed, wants to accept this. Still talking over there. So it's either going to be 3rd and 10 if they decline the penalty, or we'll play second to be 2nd and 20. Coach Reed, what are you going to do here? He's out on the field talking to the white hat, our referee. You can probably hear the Hodgson Silver Eagle cheer squad in the background. Once again, we have 2 free live streams again for you tomorrow night. Benny Mitchell and Coach Tack will have Middletown at Sussex Central at the Castle. Both teams won last week. And we're going to have Salesianum at Smyrna. So Coach Reed declined the penalty, brings up 3rd down and 10. And we're ready to go. Josiah Taylor split to the top of your screen. 2 receivers to the bottom. That would be Sparks and Brysheem Davis. Play lock behind Browning. Browning back to pass. Looks downfield. He doesn't let it go. Now he scrambles near side, throws sideline, and nobody could catch that one out of bounds. So it brings up 4th down and 10.
Good pocket awareness by Browning. Way to make some move with his feet and just throw the football away. Nothing there. Great job by Caravel on that defensive possession. But Browning didn't take a sack, and he didn't turn the football over. That's a pretty good job, despite nothing really positive happening for them.
Right.
Sometimes you need it in a close game. That doesn't hurt. Turnovers hurt. That doesn't.
Josiah Taylor to punt it, standing back inside his 40. And Richie Massey down inside his own 15-yard line to receive the punt. High punt. A lot of hang time. He just gets away from it, takes a big Hodgson bounce.
Wow, what a bounce.
Inside the 10, down to the 5, and that's where the Buccaneers will be pinned back. Nice punt.
Great punt. I mean, you couldn't walk that down there any better, Glenn. Whoa.
The PA announcer's doing commercials. He just asked us if we had messy teeth.
Just did a plug for a dental office. Now, that's a first. You've been doing these games here, Glenn. I've been doing them for 7 years. You've been doing them for a while. Have you ever heard a dental office plugged like that in stadium?
I don't think I've ever heard an in-stadium commercial before, to tell you the truth.
Other than the DIAA games where my favorite read was always the chocolate milk. Or, hey, you, up there in the stands.
Yeah.
You've been making calls from there all day long. How about you come down here and do it for real?
Now, listen, I've had some interesting characters doing PA work over the years. Handoff, Roy crashes across the 5. They're going to mark him down, looks like about the 7-yard line.
Joshua Roy on the carry.
Of course, we have the infamous, they call him Coach Marvel, down at Sussex Central, who I caught singing over the PA system before many times.
Mm-hmm.
He'll crack you up, man. I just no 2 ways about it. All right. 2nd down, about 7 after a 3-yard pickup. Roy again. He squirts through there, and he dives out across the 15. He'll have the 1st down yardage.
He's just so fast. He's so fast.
10-yard pickup for him. Unofficially, we have him at 172 yards on the ground. And we're under 10 minutes to go here in this 3rd quarter. They've stopped him a couple of times, but really, Hodgson's not had an answer for Roy.
No, I mean, he's almost 10 yards a carry. He's faster. He's just moving at a different speed than pretty much everyone else on the field.
Bryce under center. This time Rhodes, that's almost a double wing set. Roy up the middle, crashes across the 20, and then he was abruptly stopped at the 21.
Hawkins getting the last hit on him. He's going to have to come off the field. He's in some discomfort, this poor man. He's really gutting it out there.
Pickup of 3 on the play. Second down at 7. Caravel trying to run their winning streak to 14 games. Over the last 2 seasons, only 1 loss for this Buccaneer team, and that was to Wilmington Friends in the state title game in 2022.
Yeah, Robbie Tattersall.
Yeah. Boy, the Tattersall show that year, huh?
Yes, it was.
They fake the pitch out, and they give it to number 24. He gets out across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
It's Yates, and I tell you what, great tackle by Brasheen Davis coming up and making the play. But there you go. And that's it. When you've got somebody who's touching the ball 85% of the time, the defense is going to flow to them. And they do a nice little counter crisscross to Yates, and he had nobody left except for one guy, and Davis did a good job of taking the feet out, but not after a first down.
Man in motion, and he dropped the football. That was James Steele.
And he lost it again. Look at this.
And it's going to be a touchdown for Hodgson and Blaylock as he dives into the end zone. The 5th fumble recovery for Silver Eagles in the ball game. Actually the 4th, and now a penalty flag after the score. It's going to be unsportsmanlike, probably celebration foul.
It's going to be an excessive celebration. I think you're right, Glenn, but yeah, look, they're trying to give the ball to some of these other guys. These guys are in completely new roles for Caravel and his offense, and Steele from jump didn't get the handoff cleanly. The ball was stripped loose from him. And there's our guy, Blaylock. You highlighted him at halftime, Glenn. We highlighted him, and he comes up with a big play here in the second half. Now, this is going to be big. This extra point here.
Scoop and score. I'm going to say that was about 24, 25 yards. The line of scrimmage was the 32. But the ball was just like laying harmlessly on the turf, and alertly Blaylock picked it up and ran it in. So Hector Rivera is the kicker. Braden Collins is the long snapper. Kevin Browning is the holder for this all-important point-after attempt. But unfortunately, the penalty yardage will be stepped off on the extra point try. That's a very costly penalty because it might be the difference in Hodgson tying this game at 7 or continue to trail 7-6.
That's huge.
So the penalty yardage stepped out across the 15. So it's at the 18. So this extra point is going to be a 35-yard attempt. Browning is the holder, Rivera the kicker. The snap never got back to the holder right. It was just running across the ground. And I think he was just Caravel was jumping around. Now there's another flag after the play, another dead ball. Let's check this.
I think they're hot because the rush came out and hit the holder.
There was a lot of movement pre-snap, but they got set. The defense got back and in the set position. And there's another flag.
Oh man, I think they may throw someone out. I'm not sure. I mean, the officials are just sitting over at this Hodgson sideline and staring.
The 3 officials were out at the center of the field discussing the first penalty. Mm-hmm. All the way from over there, they heard something from the sideline, I guess, from Hodgson, and they threw another flag.
Yeah, I think they were listening for something.
They got pretty good ears. I wish my hearing was that good.
I know. So do I, Glenn, because mine's definitely going for my age.
So the Silver Eagles are back in this game. They trail 7-6. And just what I expected, a low-scoring defensive struggle in this one, but there's just way too many turnovers. 5 turnovers committed now by Caravel, 4 fumbles. And that one leading directly to a score. Well, the officials still trying to sort this one out.
There's a lot of discussion here.
Yep. Head coach Dave Collins, his first year as head coach, got his first win as a head coach last week over Howard. Been on this staff for 20 years under Coach Moffitt. Been an offensive coordinator. I think he's worked with D-line. He's done just about everything over the years.
Going to see Ray Buck Jones down there. He was a great at Hodgson,
Yeah.
quarterback and defensive back. He's down there talking to the official now. He's just another one.
Yeah.
For, under Coach Moffitt, he was a legend.
All right, we're finally get a little scrum there in the middle of the field with the striped shirts. It's over.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got.
Well, waiting for him to make a signal.
We got a
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike. Silver Eagles. Another dead ball.
2 of them.
Against Silver Eagles, so a double penalty.
So, I mean, that's.
Separate unsportsmanlike penalties against Hodgson.
So here's a situation where you're going to be kicking off in favorable position.
From what, the
One,
10?
you could just boot it out of the end zone and make him take it to the 20. How about an onside kick at that? What do you got to lose?
I don't know, right? I mean, they're going to be kicking from the 10 if they walk off all 30 yards, right?
Should be kicking off from the Hodgson 30-yard line, I think, after this is all said and done. Like I said, you try an onside kick, even if you don't recover, they get the ball to 20. Let's see. My coaching instincts are taking over.
I know. I'm just curious to see how they mark this off because they kick off from the 40 typically.
Right. So the first one would march it off to the Silver Eagle 45. Well, they haven't even begun to step off penalty yardage yet.
I'm telling you, this is going to be interesting. They could be kicked. Are they going to toes at the goal line on this? Sounds of tag team whoop. There it is.
I think I heard Mike Lang talking to you off the air. Both of those last 2 penalties against the sideline, against the Silver Eagle coaches. So, yeah, this backs them all the way up. There's the first penalty, stepped off to the 25.
Oh, my Lord,
yeah, you
folks.
kick off from the – I don't know what I was thinking about. I was thinking about Caravel kicking off. What are you doing,
I've
Fraser?
never seen this. I've never seen a kickoff, and they're giving them some. All right, looks like they're kicking it from the 12.
Yeah, from the 12. It's not all the way back to the 10.
I've never seen this, folks.
So from the 12. After that's half the distance. So, yeah, what happens? The first 15-yard penalty to the 25, and then they don't take another 15. They do half the distance. So it's a 12 and a half is where they had to kick off. Hector Rivera.
Oh, Hector, let me tell you, you're going to have to put all your might into this kick. Well, Jason wins. I don't think we'll see a touchback. I'll tell you what, if we do, he'll be playing this Sunday somewhere.
Yes.
This film will go viral, and he will end up on an NFL roster as a teenager if he puts one in the end zone.
Well, Caravel's respecting Rivera. Their receivers are standing back inside their own 40-yard line.
This is crazy, folks. I've never seen this.
No.
Back this deep.
High end over end, but short. It bounces.
That's a great kick, Glenn. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, they almost recovered it, didn't they?
He put some topspin on that thing. It came back. Who's got it?
I think Caravel jumped on that one.
And they do. That was scary moment, though, for Caravel.
Yeah. They almost recovered that.
I think they were too spread out there.
Yeah. Blaylock a little limping just a slight bit as he comes up off the turf trying to get that football. Caravel with excellent field position here. 8:05 to go in the third quarter. They lead 7-6 over Hodgson, and they'll take over at their own at the Silver Eagle 43-yard line.
All right, let's see. My guess is we're going to see a heavy dose of Mr. Roy.
I would think.
Although
power formation, double
him
tights. No, number 21 in the game. Down to the 40-yard line. So the new ball carrier is Brian Brooks, a sophomore.
Number 21, A.J. Brooks on the carry.
A.J. Brooks, they call him.
Down by number 8, Joshua Conkey.
So we got yet another runner in the game. And he picked up, maybe, I'll give him credit for 2, make it 2nd and 8.
Caravel, they're now only up 1 point. They're in a position where they kind of need to be aggressive here.
Late handoff once again to the same player, A.J. Brooks. It gets good yardage that time. Very close to a first down at the 33.
And they're going to give it to him.
Yeah.
Nice run.
So I'm wondering why Roy's not in the game. Well, here he comes now.
Yep.
Got a little breather.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's good. I mean, if you're going to be a run heavy, getting multiple guys out there could be very beneficial to Caravel.
They got another Silver Eagle defender down on the field. And more stoppage in this one.
A little discomfort, it looks like.
Where will we be in the coming weeks? Well, next week, Benny Mitchell and the Southern crew will be at Lake Forest as they take on the Red Lion Christian Academy, and we will be at Dover for Appo and Dover. The week after that, we'll close out the week of the 20th of September. Benny will have Indian River Polytech, a really good 1A matchup. Maybe 2 of the best Henlopen teams, former Henlopen teams in the 1A this year. And we'll have Laurel at Caravel. We'll be back here on the 20th of September.
Fun.
Laurel Bulldogs, who gave Sussex Central a little scare there last week. Had them tied up at 20-all.
It was, yeah. I mean, that was a great game, and Benny and them had that. It was a fun game. Laurel, what a story, man. I mean, are they going to be the first team that climbs from low A all the way up to 3? I don't know. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know whether they get that big size-wise. I'm trying to figure out who this is. The jersey's rolled up a little bit. Yeah, it looked like it was number 1, so that would be Darian Lockhart. He's being helped off the field. Had a few players dinged up in this game tonight. All right, the injury timeout over. 1st and 10, ball at the 33 of the Silver Eagles. Caravel has Josh Roy in the backfield now behind Brock Rhodes. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. They give it to Roy. Bounces it outside, gets the edge, cuts it back, 15, 10, and he'll have 1st and goal.
Tell you what, the only guy on the field right now that can keep up with him is Brasheen Davis. I mean, he's saved 3 touchdowns for the Silver Eagles, and those tackles have kept this Hodgson team in the game. And now and look at this. Roy comes up a little wobbly.
Okay.
So Brooks comes back in. So another opportunity for Hodgson here. The speedster off the field. Can they get a stop?
25-yard pickup on that carry by Roy. That should put him close to 200 yards rushing for the game. Witcher split to the bottom of your screen. Hand off to Brooks, right up the middle, 5, and across the goal line where they're going to give him the touch. Waiting for the official signal.
I'm going to say he's down. It looks like this
just
official,
shy of the goal line.
Official to the near side says he was down.
Number 21, A.J. Brooks.
How about this young man coming into the game, A.J. Brooks? 3 carries for 17 yards.
Another guy that runs the football hard. One thing these Caravel running backs do, there's not a whole lot of like patient, let the block set up and go. There's a lot of I'm running full speed, dead ahead.
Yeah. They get the ball, and they're accelerating already.
They are.
Let's see if they give this one to Brock Rhodes. Brooks stays in the game. Rhodes behind Rice. Second and goal inside the 1. Up, it's the hard count, and I think he drew his own player offsides.
Yes, he did.
Flag on the field. So that penalty will go against the Buccaneers.
Yeah. Looked like the right guard or right tackle moved prematurely. So the ball just outside the 5-yard line where it'll be second and goal.
Tick, tick, tick on the clock, too.
Looks like Brooks stays in the game as the feature back. He does. He's lined up behind the fullback, Brock Rhodes. Rice under center. And now we've got a whistle before the snap.
That's a formation penalty, more than likely.
Another 5-yard penalty coming up.
Wow.
Flag on the field.
Caravel borderline touchdown on this first and goal play.
Right.
And they've gone backwards since, shoot themselves in the foot yet
again.
Yeah.
Against the Buccaneers, still second down.
Week 1. I mean, this is stuff you see from teams in week 1.
Yeah. That brings up second and goal now just outside the 10-yard line. Officially call it the 11, but the ball's so close to the 10. Two wideouts to the top of your screen. Witcher is the split end. Rice turns, gives it to Brooks, who he lost his footing in the backfield.
They almost bobbled the handoff again.
And he's going to lose about 3 yards.
A.J. Brooks on the carry. He's immediately hit by number 58.
Funny step with that lead foot. So now third and goal from out at the 13. Richie Massey checks into the lineup as a wideout, and Josh Roy back in the game. We're down to 4:30 and counting to go in this third quarter. 7-6, close one, tight one here at Bob Peoples Stadium. Caravel on top. Ira Yates and Massey split to the top of your screen. Witcher to the bottom. In motion. Pitch out to Roy. Oh, 2 defenders right there, and he ran right into both of them. One of them was Blaylock.
Blaylock with a huge hit. There's another penalty here. And I think if you're Hodgson, you decline this.
There was a 2-yard loss on that play. And another defender down on the turf for the Silver Eagles.
See if Caravel kicks. Although 10-6, I mean, it would prevent you from losing from a field goal and would get you closer to going up 2 scores if you were to get a stop. Let's see.
The penalty is declined.
There was a flag on the play.
So it'll bring up 4th and goal from the 15.
Is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, I was watching their kicker beforehand, Nick Massey, and this is definitely in his range if Coach Reed elects to attempt a field goal. And the defender looked like maybe winded, looked like a hit to the breadbasket maybe.
Maybe.
Hopefully that's all it is.
Yeah, he's definitely grabbing the stomach. That could be it.
Either that or favoring that left arm, so let's hope it's not the arm. All right, down on the field, let's see if they brought in Massey, number 16. They do. Massey will try a field goal. They're going to set this down at the 22. This will be a 32-yard attempt.
Got to get amped up for field. You don't see many field goals
No.
down here, Glenn. So let's see. I'm excited for this.
Rice, the quarterback, is the holder. 32-yard attempt. Kick is on the way. Has the distance, and the kick is good.
What a kick.
10-6 lead for Caravel on a 32-yard field goal by Nick Massey.
It's important. You know, that pushes it to where only a touchdown beats you, and also sets you up to where if you get the ball back and you score again, you're now up 2 scores. Instead of if you go for it, you don't get it, you're still only up 1.
2 scores here in the third quarter, and we're just under 4 minutes to go in this quarter. And this has been a very defensive ball game, there's no doubt. Now, Josh Roy has gotten some really good chunks of yardage on the ground for Caravel. Other than that, the 2 defenses have been outstanding. And the Silver Eagles doing a great job of creating turnovers.
They have. You know, and that's really the difference in this game. And Caravel's they've left about, 12 to 14 points on the field because of these turnovers.
Number 16, Nicholas Massey.
Nick Massey to kick it off after the 32-yard field goal. Josiah Taylor to the bottom of your screen to receive the kick. Rasheem Davis to the top.
That's out of bounds.
Near side, yep, out of bounds. That'll draw the penalty. And the Silver Eagles have an option here. Most teams just go ahead and take it at the 35, but we'll see what they want to do. They can make him re-kick it.
I think he's going to let him I think he's going to make him re-kick it. You got difference maker as a return man.
Mm-hmm.
I think they may try and give him another chance.
They have 3 options when the ball is kicked out of bounds. You can take it where it went out, which they would not do because it's back farther than the 35. You can take it at the 35, or you can make them re-kick it 5 yards further back. So let's see. Looks like they're going to take it at the 35. I thought they were going to make him re-kick, but they're not.
We were just on candid camera, Glenn, and I was looking for him, and I couldn't see where he was shooting from. Oh, there he is. He's on the far sideline.
Oh.
Booth shot.
Oh.
I don't have on my
and I'm behind the plexiglass here,
I
so
know,
there's no way you see me. Back in the ball game at quarterback, Xavier Brown. Yates fumbles it, and coming up with it is Caravel. Recovering the fumble, number 14, James Steele.
Oh, that's huge. What a play by Caravel to try and turn the tides here. If you're counting at home, that's 8 turnovers. I'm sorry.
Now, Bree Davis, I think, might have been on the carry. He's still down on the turf.
No, I think the carry was Hawkins.
Was it Hawkins?
It was Hawkins.
Now, Bree got up late. He was hurt.
We're at 9 turnovers, Glenn. Right? No. So we had 4 and 2, 6. We're at 8. 8 turnovers in this game. 5 and 3.
So Caravel gets the ball right back. 3:44 to go in this third quarter, which seems like an eternity to play this quarter. Brock Rhodes still in at fullback. Getting the ball. And ankle tackled was Josh Roy.
Number 23, Joshua Roy on the carry.
Not much there.
He's taken down by number 17, Jace Hawkins. That'll bring up a second down for Caravel.
And now if you're Caravel, you can go for this could be a huge momentum swing. If you could put a score on the board, go up by 2 possessions here.
Witcher split to the top of your screen. Massey inside of him in the slot. Roy gets the ball, started outside, cuts it back, but a good job defensively by the Silver Eagles. They're not giving him much here in the second half. He only got a couple there. But that will put him right at 200 yards for the game.
Impressive. That's just what a start, right?
What
a start to your Caravel career.
Exactly. The junior running back, he had unofficially by us 160 in the first half and 40 one here in the second half. And now Roy goes out. Brooks back in the game, the runner, A.J. Brooks. And Brooks gets the football. Big hole on the right side. He gets all the way down close to the 20-yard line. That should be enough for a first down.
It looks to be. And now, you know, you've unlocked Brooks. So first half, you leaned hard on Roy. You've introduced Brooks here in the second half. And we got ourselves another two-headed monster situation developing here.
Yeah, this time it's a Caravel player down. About the first time tonight I've seen a Caravel player get off the turf slow. It's been mostly the Silver Eagles. And that stops the clock with 2:11 to go in this third quarter. 10-6 Caravel lead. That score brought to you by Dover Federal Credit Union, voted an 8-time First State Favorite Credit Union. You can bank with a winner when you choose Dover Federal Credit Union.
2:11 to go. 10. It's the only game on the docket tonight, Glenn. I
Yeah,
went and looked
yeah,
at
we're the only game in town.
The LHS schedule.
Xavion Tuck is the injured player down for Caravel Academy. Decent crowd here tonight, as you would expect, with the only game in the state. Might be more people below us on the Hodgson and Votech visitor side than the home side over there at Caravel, although they are lined along the fence.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent crowd. There's cars all over the place.
Yeah.
So
nice night.
It's a great night. I mean, my
this whole
Lord,
week.
Yeah, it has. Glenn, this is right. This is my favorite time of the year.
Me too.
When it comes to weather.
You got football starting up, baseball winding down.
Yep, you're about a month away from basketball and hockey starting, at least professional. And, yeah,
Yeah, we don't want to forget the other high school fall sports. We have volleyball, cross country, soccer, field hockey. All right, Xavion Tuck will be replaced. Let's see who they brought in. It looks like number 55 in the ball game for him for Caravel. That would be Jonas Smith on the offensive line. Brooks gets the ball, tried to bounce it outside. He broke one arm tackle and lost the football, but I think Caravel got it back this time.
Wow.
Yeah, the Buccaneers picked it up. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. And he just came in the game, Jonas Smith, and he recovered the fumble. 2nd down at 10. We're down to 1:15 to go in the third.
I have a feeling ball security drills are going to be huge for both of these teams this week.
All right, as they break from the huddle, we got two receivers to the bottom of your screen for the Buccaneers. It's 2nd and 10. They give it to the feature back. Roy back in the game. He slashes off the left side. He scoots down under the defenders. He ducked down and scores. From 21 yards out, 2nd touchdown of the night for Josh Roy.
Yeah, that's a big touchdown there. Pushed his lead to 2 scores. What a job by Roy, just crafting his way through the defense.
He was kind of stumbling a little bit, and he just kind of ducked down, and he's not too tall to begin with. You're going to lose him in the crowd, and he comes out of it with a score. A third score in this third quarter after we only had one the entire first half. Brings Nick Massey on to try to make it a 17-6 advantage. Kicks up plenty of distance and good. So, timeout on the field with 43 seconds to go in the third. Caravel extending their lead now out to 17-6.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news. Free to every reader, because Delaware's future.
Hey, Glenn, I mean, that's a good answer there by Caravel. You know, the touchdown coming out of the half to tighten this thing up. You know, they're able to get down there, kick a field goal, and then force a turnover. I mean, that's 10 points in the final, 4 minutes of this third quarter to take a 17-6 lead. And, it's the largest lead of the game for them. And now now that running game, it becomes a true benefit. Clock's in your favor.
Took advantage of a turnover.
Yes.
They got the field goal. And then right after that, I think it was the first play from scrimmage, the Silver Eagles coughed it up. Massey's kick, little pooch kick, center of the field, taken by the up back. That's Rasheem Davis. He spun around when he crossed the 40, and he's going to backpedal up to the 45-yard line. Good field position.
Yeah, and I think we may get another 15 or 5 or 15 tacked on. I think we're going to get a face mask here. So electric, though, Davis. And the Caravel has done a great job of bottling him up.
They have.
I mean, a fantastic job of bottling him up.
See if we'll see a little bit more of Blaylock here running the ball this half. He was pretty successful in that second quarter for Hodgson. There's the penalty yardage stepped off, so the return and then the penalty yardage, and the Silver Eagles are in business at the Buccaneer 40-yard line with about a half a minute to go here in this third quarter. Chance to get back on the board here, though. The offense hasn't been able to score.
Yeah, they need. They need to score now, and this is a perfect setup for them to do so. You're right, Glenn. The offense hasn't put the ball in the end zone once.
No, they had a goal to go, but couldn't score on that possession. Quick pass out in the flat to Marlon Sparks. That's good. Nice little out route.
Penalty
we got another flag.
Penalty in the backfield. Let's see. This could be holding.
It is. It's a hold, so that one will come back. And you could just see Marlon Sparks, his shoulders just slumped. It's like, oh, no. We had a first down. Darn close to it.
And that's like in these situations, that's what unfortunately can happen.
It's a drive killer.
Yep.
So that backs the ball up to midfield. Replay the down, so it's 1st and 20. Brown is back in at quarterback. Blaylock is the running back behind him. Caravel almost jumped. Brown takes a snap, drops straight back, looks downfield, center of the field, pressure's coming, and he's sacked again. Number 14 and number 75.
James Steele, they can't block him right now. He's been great.
That's the third time he's been sacked in the ball game.
Oh. End of the third quarter, and we got the Village people.
Yeah. So 3 quarters in the books here at Bob Peoples Stadium. Caravel leads 17-6 over Hodgson. Back with the fourth quarter right after this on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports.
I would always pass by Ferris on Kirkwood Highway, so I knew that they existed. We stopped in the showroom. We just clicked, like from day one. They did a total kitchen renovation for us. Ferris was so organized. They were on top of everything from day one. Always here when they said they would be, always on time, kept to the schedule. The level of comfort speaking to everyone that works at Ferris, they were just super friendly, easy to talk to. It was like they were friends, not, people coming to work on our kitchen. The room is totally transformed from what it used to look like. To have all this seating now and the big table, the bench seats, it's great. I love coming home and just walking through the laundry room into the kitchen every day. It was just a great experience. We love Ferris.
Back here at Bob Peoples Stadium for the fourth quarter of this Thursday night special, the only game in the state tonight. As Caravel has the 17-6 lead, scoring 10 unanswered points now. And following a kickoff and a penalty, the Silver Eagles were in business at the 40-yard line of Caravel. Now they're backed up to their own 42 after a sack and a holding penalty.
Hodgson's been tough sledding for this offense here.
Brown has Blaylock behind him, trips to the near side of the field. He sets up, pump fake. Now he's scrambling for his life. Runs far side and is running out of bounds for a 2-yard loss. Officially, that'll be another sack.
Yep. And this pass, I mean, you see it, this defensive front for Caravel and this pass rush,
yeah,
we're going to be a force to be reckoned with in 2A. And if they can hold on to the football, this offense is, I mean, they're going to be in that, they're going to be ground and pound, try and control manage possessions, control the clock, and have a strong defense again. It may be the same recipe as we saw before.
Well, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to coming back here on the 20th of this month and watching them take on the Laurel Bulldogs.
Absolutely.
Last time we were here, I think, was a playoff game with Laurel and Caravel just blew the doors off of them. I think Laurel will give them a little bit better game this time around. Trips again to the bottom of your screen. Xavier Brown with Blaylock behind him. Just underway in the fourth quarter. Drops back to pass, looks center of the field, not much there. Good coverage downfield. He throws in the far flat. Rasheen Davis makes the catch just shy of midfield. But it's going to be 4th and long.
It will, but I mean, that's a good play. Take what the defense gave you. I mean, there's not much you can do there.
No.
And now you got yourself a situation where a little bit of separation. I mean, you might be able to pick up this first down. There's going to be some space. You could definitely throw to the sticks now.
Now it looks like Browning is back in at quarterback, replacing Brown.
Brown took a shot on that last play. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, he's taking some hard hits. He's been sacked 3 times tonight. Penalty flag. Browning scrambles, throws down the sideline. Tight window. The reception is made, but was he out of bounds?
He was. Let's see what this penalty is, Glenn.
Yeah. Legal shift.
Yep.
That'll be declined, and it'll bring up 4th down and long.
Well, no, that was 4th down.
Oh, that was
turnover on downs. Or will that? Yeah, you decline it. I mean, that's it. It's a turnover.
Yeah, 1st down going the other way for Caravel at the 49-yard line of the Silver Eagles.
Caravel defense is legit, Glenn.
They are legit. So is Joshua Roy and that offensive line. They have a good kicker.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, the only thing is you don't see them put the ball in the air a lot. They don't have to.
No, and they haven't the last couple of years either.
No.
And, you know, they had
hasn't been their MO. O'Warden never threw the ball that much.
And they had, you know, Vandrick, who was a huge
Trey.
deep threat.
Yep.
He was a huge deep threat.
Yeah.
But they got him the ball in, you know, speed sweeps and reverses. That's how they got him the football.
Yep.
Return game.
Double tight end set. 1 wide out to the top of your screen. Oh, right up the middle. Is that Brooks, I think, that time? He got nearly 9 yards we'll give him.
That's close to 1st down.
No, that was Roy.
Yeah.
No, just shy of the 1st, so 9 yards.
Joshua Roy on the carry. He's hit by number 10, Jaden Harper. Number 10, Jaden
Unofficially now 231 yards rushing for Roy. And 2 touchdowns. He has both touchdowns. Roy again, pitch out, sweep, left side. Run out of bounds after a gain of about 4.
Josh Roy on the carry.
He's tough, man.
I'd say he's the leading candidate for player of the game.
I mean, yeah. And, you know, we're talking about him in spite of the 3 unfortunate fumbles for him.
Right.
That's how great he's been, Glenn. Yeah. That's how great he's been.
And you're right, him and A.J. Brooks both. They're the feature backs. When they get the pitch out of the handoff deep in the backfield, they're already in acceleration mode. They hit the line of scrimmage hard and fast. There's no patience waiting for blocks to develop. They just shoot right through a hole. And here's again. Little shiftiness that time before he took off. A helmet comes off.
Yeah, that was the most hesitation you've ever patience you've seen from him.
Yeah, right after I talked about it, right? After a gain of about 4 yards, a helmet came off and a flag went down too.
Let's see what the penalty is.
Looks like they're going to give Roy, I think, about 4 yards. It would be 2nd and 6, but let's check the flag. We're still waiting on the officials. Nice night for football. We expect another nice night weather-wise tomorrow.
I mean, it's been flawless weather all week.
This is San Diego weather.
It's my favorite. You know, I've contemplated. Now, I wouldn't move out to California for tax purposes.
Cost of living.
But if we're talking strictly weather, I mean,
oh yeah,
San Diego, and it doesn't get any better than that, man. Low humidity, beautiful
Yeah, that's
days.
what this has been.
Yeah.
Well, this must be a hold. Ooh, I don't know. More than that, it's an unsportsmanlike maybe. 15-yarder all the way back to the 49-yard line of Hodgson.
Might have ripped the helmet off with the hand. Maybe that's.
That could have been.
Maybe that's it. Not sure.
So, first down, and let's see what's east of here. We're in Bear, Delaware, which encompasses a large geographical area.
So east.
We could say maybe Delaware City.
East.
First down in Delaware City.
Yeah, Delaware City, Newark.
Newcastle.
Yeah, we could go a lot of different ways.
Josh Roy will pick up about 5 yards.
You know, in my public address days, I would say Green Mile. Say first in a Green Mile. Primarily because when I was doing PI, I was at St. E's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, probably about like 10 years ago now. A little bit longer than that. I had just seen the Green Mile for the first time, so it was like stuck in my head.
Great movie.
It's one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best.
5-yard pickup by Roy, so that cuts it down to 2nd down and 17 for Caravel. Clock rolling along now here in the fourth quarter, 9:35 to go. 17-6 lead for the Buccaneers. Roy gets it again, a little stutter step move at the line. He'll go down for a minimal gain, only a couple.
Joshua Roy on the carry. He's taken down.
Going to bring up 3rd down, about 15 to go.
And again, up 2 scores here. Caravel, I mean, this isn't the worst thing in the world. Just keep running the ball, let that clock churn. You got a 2-score lead.
Yeah.
If you don't get it here, you can either pooch punt it away or, you know, just give Hodgson the ball on their end of the field and play defense.
There you
There's
go.
a lot of different ways you can go here.
This has been a slowly played second half. A lot of penalties, a lot of players that were down on the turf. Have to take injury timeouts. 3rd and 15. They give it to Roy again. He slashes through the line inside the 35 down to about the 38-yard line. So a pickup of about 4 more. Well, he got more than that. We're going to give him 8 yards. And it brings up 4th down. And about, what do you think, 5 or 6 maybe? Let's call it 6. 4th and 6.
Yeah, but 4th and 6. And that's not bad considering where they were.
Yeah, they were back near midfield.
Be under 8 minutes to go when they snap this football. So, I mean, this is mission accomplished for them. I mean, obviously they want points, but.
Right. Buccaneers in no hurry, as they should be. Wideouts to both sides of the field. They fake the pitch out, and it's a counter play going the other way to number 24, Yates. And he gets all the way down inside the 10-yard line. Great job of trickery on that play.
Second time they've run that. First time, it worked great, Glenn. It came around, and it took Brasheen Davis to come up with a tackle to kind of stop it. It was on our sideline. The second time they go back to it, and successful again. This time more successful. I think it's a great piece. If you can get that run game going, the off tackle going with your 2 halfbacks, that's a good counter off of that.
It's a 26-yard pickup for Yates. So he's carried the ball twice for 28 yards here in this second half. First down and goal for the Buccaneers, 7:10 to go in the game. Roy, good cutback in the backfield, and he manages to rumble down inside the 5. He's getting down close to the 2.
Number 23, Joshua Roy, is tripped up by number 17, Jace Hawkins. Second and goal for the Buccaneers.
Let's see, Caravel next week, they'll have Howard Votek at Abyssinia Stadium. That'll be a Friday night game. So they have Howard next week. And then they come back here for Laurel. From the 2, second and goal. They hand it to Brock Rhodes, and he walks into the end zone.
Hey, there you go. Get the senior a touchdown, right?
There you go.
He was a defensive specialist last year. You know, we've mentioned him a few times this season, or already on this broadcast, getting a chance to run the football. He gets himself a touchdown here in week 1.
With 6:22 to go here in the 4th. And that extends the lead out to 23-6. Nick Massey on to try to convert the extra point. Quarterback Matt Rice is the holder. There's the snap. Perfect. Kick up. Kick good. Timeout on the field. 6:22 to go in this one. 24-6 in favor of the Caravel Buccaneers. We'll take a short break. Be right back.
Welcome to Premier Physical Therapy and Sports Performance. We're a locally owned outpatient physical therapy practice with convenient locations in all 3 counties in Delaware. At Premier, we have experienced physical therapists with advanced credentials, but their hospitality, passion, and enthusiasm is what makes the difference for you. Find our convenient locations at premierptsp.com.
You may have tried physical therapy.
But have you tried Premier?
Back here at Bob Peoples Stadium, Glenn Fraser alongside Pat Gariantes. Jason Winchell producing. Nick Halliday down on the field with photography. We got Christopher on video camera, and we got Jason Winchell up here. Man wearing all hats. He's the EP, executive producer.
Multiple hats. Gotta love that, Glenn. What's your favorite kind of hat, by the way?
Me, I'm not a big hat guy. I guess a baseball hat.
Yeah, baseball cap's a good one. I like a trucker hat. I'm a fan of a trucker hat. Let me ask you this. Would you ever wear a fedora?
No, Frankie, no.
Yeah, I don't think I can pull that off. As we got ourselves an interesting play here, Glenn.
Kickoff return and tackle down shy of the 34-yard line. That's where the Silver Eagles will have another opportunity for them with 6:15 to go.
Devane on the tackle.
Devane. Got a lot of acronyms tonight. We got AJ and IJ and
JD
and yeah. And we'll have another one tomorrow night. We'll have an RJ.
Look at that.
Lazy Adams, RJ Johnson.
That's right. That's right.
Official timeout. Do we have another injured player?
I don't know. We got an official's timeout.
Yeah, that's what we got. Okay.
And I think we're back. All right. Not quite sure what happened, what occurred, what caused it, but.
All right, unofficially, Josh Roy, 256 yards rushing.
It's impressive, man.
Handoff. No, it's a fake. Browning has it. Tried to get the far edge. He broke one tackle. Got up across the 40, and he got about 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, that's a good job. Good job on the read there by Browning. Again, read option. Keeps it.
Yep.
Good fake. Good elusiveness. I like it.
And we just got the word from downstairs in Nick Halliday. Josh Roy will be our post-game interview. No brainer there. Pass in the flat. And that was incomplete. Never had a chance to get to Blaylock. Pressure again in the backfield.
I'll tell you, they had him. They did have him there.
Pressure applied by number 52, Isaac Chukura. Third down.
Third down up and coming. Clock stopped after the incomplete with about 5.5 minutes to go in this one. Yeah, we'll see RJ tomorrow night, and wonder what he's going to play in the next level. Is it going to be football or is it going to be basketball? Probably football.
I think that would be the correct move.
Another incomplete pass from Browning.
You know, 6'4" plays a lot different on a football field than it does on the basketball
The hard court, yep. That stopped the clock. Only a couple of ticks went off.
That was something my former high school teammate, Andre Patton, was proof of. He was Delaware State Player of the Year at 6'3", but did not have, you know, the big-time offer to play hoops. Went and played wide receiver at Rutgers.
Browning throws to the far sideline, jump ball, and they're going to give that a catch. And that'll be a first down up near midfield. That was Sparks on the reception. And that is just the second completion for Browning.
He's run out of bounds by number 1, Josiah Crawford.
They go quickly. Throwing the near flat, setting up the screen. Brasheen Davis did a nice job eluding one defender. Cut on a dime not to go out of bounds and got an extra yard or two. So all of that is going to gain that 2 yards.
Yeah, it's the first time, though, that they actually executed that bubble screen. It was a good throw. It was in stride. Really well covered by Caravel on that. But that was the first time they were actually able to, you know, have that play run fluid.
Yeah. Second down and 7. Blaylock behind Browning. Browning back to pass. Look far side. Pressure's coming, and he's sacked.
Loose. Ball's loose, Glenn. Ball's loose.
It's still loose. And they whistled it dead at one point. And
ball's still loose.
Blitzing through there was Dwight Williams. Caravel got the ball. So Dwight Williams put the hit on. He got the sack, and I think it was Isaac Choka.
It was.
Who recovered the ball. And now pretty much Caravel should be able to just run the clock out.
Yeah, a couple first downs should get it done.
Still didn't see any carries for Blaylock in the second half after he had 3 carries for 51 yards, according to our stats.
And they came out, after, you know, making it 7-6, they came out, they threw the football, went 3 and out, and then from that point on, they got behind.
Yeah.
They got behind. I mean, the field goal and then the fumble immediately after that.
Handoff, Josh Roy.
Oh,
Swatches,
wow.
Puts a shoulder into a defender, got another 5 yards after that, and has a first down and 15 yards.
So how about that? Roy brings the boom. We've been seeing him. Shout out to the Costco family. Bring the boom on that run right there.
All right, the ball's at the 25. Under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Caravel appears to be on their way to 14 straight wins. They were 13-0 last year. Roy gets it again. Good block on the right side. Breaks a tackle. Foot race and dragged down from behind just shy of the goal line. Going to be down at the 1 yard line. He got 24 yards there.
Wow. And now it's just, I think you're seeing the energy level kind of fade a little bit here from Hodgson.
295 yards unofficially on the ground. If he scores the touchdown here, 296. Let's see if they give it to Rhodes again.
We forgot about the 3 fumbles, Glenn. That's again. I mean, that just shows you how good he's been.
Yeah. Nope, they're going to give it to Roy in there for the touchdown. Give him 296 unofficially on the ground, and that's his 3rd touchdown.
Good for this young man. He figured it out. A rough first half for him, putting the ball on the turf. He has been perfect here in the second half for this team.
Also been informed by Nick Halliday that this win will be the 100th in the coaching career for John Reed. Congratulations to him.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's put together quite the program here at Caravel, Coach Reed has.
So just under 3 minutes to go here in the ball game. Nick Massey's kick splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead out to 31-6.
Making your score, Caravel 31, Hodgson 7, 6.
Heck of a job here by Caravel in the second half after it started off as poorly as you could have imagined, Glenn.
Yeah.
Fumbling the ball for a return for touchdown. It's, 7-6, and they've really tightened it up here to finish this second half off and pull away in this one.
Well, they sure have that. Like I say, Caravel next week will be on the road. They go to Abyssinia to take on Howard. Now, Howard lost 21-6 to Hodgson last week in their season opener. Well, in our Super 7, we have Caravel ranked number 1. It was a unanimous. And I'm sure when we go to vote again for next week's Super 7, they're going to stay right there.
Yeah.
They haven't done anything to tell us that they don't belong at number 1.
I agree with you. I mean, again, this was a close game, through almost 2.5 quarters. But Caravel had 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this could have got, otherwise they could have pulled away a lot sooner than they did.
That kickoff goes into the out of the end zone for the automatic touchback as Silver Eagles will start at their own 20. 2:58 to go in this one. So Caravel will extend their winning streak out to 14. And congratulations to head coach John Reed getting his 100th career win. How about Josh Roy? Just shy of 300 yards rushing.
Yeah.
And almost an even split, 160 in the first half.
Yeah. This young man is a name to watch this season. I mean, that's player of the year type numbers, what he just put up tonight.
You got that right, buddy. Well, we were wondering, they got off to a slow start.
Mm-hmm.
They really didn't get on track until that third series.
And then they figured some things out. They limited the turnovers and really kind of took off from there. I mean, the game plan just worked.
Browning stays in a quarterback for the Silver Eagles. He's going to hand this one off. That's not Blaylock. That's number 8 out there running the ball, and that is Josh Conkey, a junior.
I think we see some chew clock mode.
Yep, and that's a loss of a couple. .230 and counting to go. 2nd and 12. Browning with Conkey still behind him. Back to pass. Looks center of the field, steps up in the pocket. He's hit from behind. He will get maybe back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Browning on the keeper. He's hit hard by number 24, I.J. Yates.
I.J. Yates, who's had a game tonight.
Yeah,
we talk about defensively. We talk about J.D. Devane, Draka, Choka, Dwight Williams,
Yates,
Brock Rhodes.
I mean, these guys all over the field.
Yeah. Well, we thought coming into the season they were going to have a good defense. Well, they proved it tonight. They have shut out Hodgson. Hodgson's touchdown was scored on the offense.
Yeah, it was a fumble recovery
Picks,
for a touchdown.
or a scoop and score.
Yep.
No gain on that play. Clock running under 90 seconds to go. 4th down and 9.
Joshua Conkey on the carry. He's taken down by number 8, J.D. Devane. 4th down.
And now we're down to 1 minute. And the Silver Eagles are just going to go for it on 4th and 12. They were trying to set up something to the side. We got a penalty flag late in the backfield. That might be a late hit on the quarterback.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a rough in the passer. I think you're right, Glenn.
That stops the clock with 52 seconds to go in the game. Browning fumbles a snap in the gun. He gets it back, and he's going to lose a couple of yards there.
There was a fumble on the play.
So there was roughing the passer. It was the late hit, so that gave the Silver Eagles the automatic first down. Moot point, 30 seconds to go.
Silver Eagles, second down.
And that, I think, is going to do it, Glenn.
Yep, they're not even going to snap it again. Yep. So they're going to count down to zeros, and the final here is going to be Caravel 31-6 over Hodgson Tech. Impressive second half, an impressive win for Coach John Reed and the Caravel Buccaneers in their season opener.
Absolutely. Really, really well done. Huge second half by this Caravel group, offensively, defensively.
Yeah.
All around, great job.
All right, we're going to step aside. We'll be back with our post game. We're going to have unofficial stats for you. We'll have the scoring plays. We'll also have an interview with Josh Roy and maybe even John Reed. We'll do all that when we come back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Caravel Concepts. Today we're at Fish On in the Villages of 5 Points. Come check us out. Fish On is committed to serving beautiful, simple coastal cuisine in a cool atmosphere with a happening bar, spacious dining room, and outside patio. Popular dishes include the seafood stew and fresh oysters from the raw bar. Fish On's recently renovated event room and is the perfect spot for your next event. Fish On in Lewis in the Villages of 5 Points, open 7 days a week, best happy hour around. See you soon. Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer, president of Caravel Concepts, the best restaurant group in the state, and we're inviting you to come join our team. Caravel Concepts is a growing hospitality company with 16 restaurants and a variety of other hospitality businesses, all located in beautiful southern Delaware. We have recently added many departments to our executive leadership team, including a training department, a property development department, and a construction department. We invite you to come live at the beach and work with a growing restaurant group with many opportunities to advance your career. Caravel Concepts Restaurant Group, come check us out.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Test.
Surf Bagel has served the community in Delaware for over 20 years, providing fresh, hot bagels, breakfast sandwiches, lunch sandwiches, wraps, salads, local coffee and smoothies, and our iconic merch. Welcome to Surf Bagel. We're stoked to serve you.
Welcome to Surf Bagel.
Test one.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Caravel Concepts. Today we're at Lupo Italian Kitchen in downtown Rehoboth Beach. Come check us out. Located inside the Hotel Rehoboth, Lupo serves coastal Italian cuisine with fresh pasta made in-house daily. Lupo features plenty of unique craft cocktails and an extensive award-winning all-Italian wine list. Popular dishes include lobster bucatini, veal meatballs, grilled swordfish, and eggplant parmesan. Lupo Italian Kitchen on Rehoboth Avenue, serving happy hour daily and dinner 7 days a week. See you soon.
The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live.
And we're back here on Delaware Live Sports presentation of football here. Always football. Caravel gets a big-time victory, 31-7 over the Silver Eagles of Hodgson in what was a closely contested battle in the first half. Breaking down the first plays, we didn't score. It was a scoreless first quarter before the player of the game, Josh Roy, opened it up with 7:58 to go in the second quarter. It was a 19-yard run. Extra point was good to 7-0. Then it gets tricky. It gets interesting in the third quarter. A fumble. It was a fullback dive pretty much to James Steele. He bobbled it on the handoff. The ball was scooped and scored by Gary Blaylock of the Hodgson Silver Eagles. He picked it up, scored from 25 yards out. A penalty, excessive celebration, really kind of nullified any extra point opportunity. They ended up failing it. It's 7-6 at that point. And then from that point on, it was all Caravel. You had a 32-yard field goal by Massey at 3:52 to go in the third quarter, gave it 10-6 lead to Caravel. And then it turned into the Roy show. Roy came back again with with 43 seconds to go in the third quarter. This was a 21-yard run to extend the lead out to 17-6. In the fourth quarter, again, more so, it was long drives for Caravel here. They get down to the 2-yard line. They give it to the senior, Brock Rhodes, defensive specialist. And with 6:22 to go, he punches it in from 2 yards out, 24-6. And then with 2:58 to go, 1-yard run for Josh Roy to finish off his day. Extra point, once again, was good, 31-6. Your final, Roy unofficially ends with 296 rushing yards in this one and 3 touchdowns to secure Coach Reed his 100th career victory here at Caravel Academy. It's an impressive job by him as we wait for the final speeches to be done. We'll go down to Glenn Frazier. He's going to catch up with Josh Roy post-game here. And, it's a great way to kick off week 1, officially week 1 here in the DIAA football season. As it is a 31-7 victory here for the Caravel Buccaneers. We'll take a quick commercial break. Just wanted to get you that score recap. We'll have Glenn Frazier with Josh Roy and potentially Coach Reed right here after this commercial break on Delaware Live Sports.
First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online at firststateortho.com. First State Orthopedics has 46 physicians and 22 physician's assistants at 16 locations across the state of Delaware. We provide both surgical and non-surgical treatment for a variety of orthopedic conditions, are specially trained in current state-of-the-art techniques. We serve as team physicians for over 20 high schools, Wilmington University, and many local recreational and competitive leagues. Our doctors are readily available to all local emergency departments, medical aid units, and urgent care centers for consultation and treatment. Give us a call today at 302-731-2888 or visit us online.
All right, ready? And we're back here, folks. Delaware Live Sports presentation of Delaware High School football. 31-7. Caravel getting a week 1 victory over the Hodgson Silver Eagles. As we now have a special interview down there on the field. Glenn Frazier with our player of the game, Josh Roy. Glenn, take it away.
All right, we're here with the player of the game, Josh Roy. Had a heck of a ball game, young man, unofficially. 295 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. Tell me about the way things unfolded for you here tonight.
First half was really bad, but I had my teammates and O-line there to pick me up, just overcome adversity, what we're used to in practice. Shout out to the coaches for pushing us every single day, all the conditioning and everything. We were used to it, so we just knew what we had to do, and without those guys, I wouldn't be in this position today. So I really appreciate those guys and love those guys, and all the credit goes to them.
First game of the season, you guys started off a little slow, and then you got on track. It looks like when you get the ball, you're already in acceleration mode. Talk to me about your running style.
Really, it's just the way I train, honestly, I mean, just the consistency, just all that, honestly. It just can't do that without just grinding every single day. So that's just what I'm used to.
Hard-hitting ball game out there tonight. Talk to us about that.
Shout out to Hodgson linebackers. They were hitting very good, but, I mean, didn't do enough. But, yeah, shout out to them also.
Josh Roy, Caravel Academy, our player of the game. Great job.
Thank you.
Back upstairs to you guys.
There he is, and you heard it, Josh Roy. I mean, he talked about it. He does what every great running back does. He gives the credit to his offensive line, and they were great here today. There is no doubt about that. They were clearing those holes for this young man. Again, almost 300 yards rushing on the day with Xavion Tuck, Dwight Williams, Chase Armstrong, Charles Brittingham, Chokwua, all those guys just really doing a great job of leading the way in a very, very run-heavy offense at the Caravel Buccaneers, and it has been that way for quite some time. Like I said, almost 300 yards and a victory. So congratulations once again. The final here today, 31-7, Caravel on top, and that final score was presented to you by Dover Federal Credit Union. They're voted the 8-time First State Favorite Credit Union. You can bank with a winner when you choose Dover Federal Credit Union. So once again, thanks to both coaches here, John Reed and Dave Collins, Caravel Athletic Director Craig Bailey, and we have to conclude this one out. It's been a fun day here for Glenn Frazier, Mike Lang, the entire crew here today. We've got a full house here today. I've been Pat Garriani. So thanks for tuning in, folks, to this free live stream on Delaware Live, powered by 302 Sports. Tomorrow, we've got some great games for you, highlighted by that Salesianum and Smyrna football games. Glenn has come back up here to help close this thing down. We brought in the lefty out of the bullpen, Glenn. We're just in the middle of the closeout. Got a couple of great streams for us tomorrow.
I'll tell you what, well-spoken young man, very humble, very impressed by Josh Roy, what he did tonight, and great interview with a young man.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to wrap it up from here. Thanks to both coaches, John Reed and Dave Collins, the athletic director here, Craig Bailey at Caravel, for the entire 302 Sports crew, and my broadcast partner, Pat Garriantes. I'm Glenn Frazier. Once again, the final score, the Dover Federal Credit Union final score, was 31-6 in favor of Caravel Academy. Thanks for watching the free live stream on Delaware Live Sports, powered by 302.
Locally owned, community-based news, free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live, our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most happen right in our own backyard. Our neighbors, our schools, the places we go, and the people we know. And now there's one news outlet where our story is told. Delaware Live. Locally owned, community-based news, free to every reader, because Delaware's future belongs to all of us. Quality journalism we can trust to help us take on the day. Delaware Live, our state, our news, our home. The things that matter most